Hi guys, it's Hannah from Giggly Squad. With summer around the corner, I wanted to tell you guys how I'm staying comfy and stylish. Lululemon is my secret weapon. There are plenty of copycats out there, but nothing compares to the Lululemon fabrics and fit. I've literally had my pair of Lululemon leggings since college. And I'm out of college. I know I don't look it, but I am. The quality is next level. I especially love the Lululemon Align collection. It's made with this weightless, buttery soft Nulu fabric that feels like next to nothing. It's so soft. Whether you're in Align pants, shorts, a bra, tank, skirt, a dress, you get non-stop flexibility in every direction so you can stretch the summer limits. Align even wicks sweat. And as a sweaty girl, I love this. You know it's going to be my best friend when I play tennis this summer. Shop the Align collection online at lululemon.com or your nearest Lululemon store.
BetterHelp Online Therapy bought this 30-second ad to remind you right now, wherever you are, to unclench your jaw, relax your shoulders, take a deep breath in and out. Feels better, right? That's 15 seconds of self-care. Imagine what you could do with more. Visit betterhelp.com/randompodcast for 10% off your first month of therapy. No pressure, just help. But for now, just relax.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Do Go On. My name is Dave Warnocky and as always I'm here with Jess Perkins. Hello Jess.
Hello David. I have nothing more to say to you.
Fantastic. Well, that's fine with me.
God, trouble in paradise over here.
And joining us this week to complete the trio of Paradiso, it is Nick Mason. Hello.
It's great to be here. Trio de Paradiso.
Isn't that nice?
That is nice, yeah.
I think he just riffed that because there was a flash of something across his face that was kind of like, what the fuck was that?
And what am I saying?
But in my head, I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, no, it was a flash of got away with that one.
You can imagine us all in sort of, leaning back in lounge chairs and we've got a tropical drink.
God, yes.
And not that it's 11 in the morning.
No.
And, we're all barely conscious.
But we're on holiday, so you can have a tropical drink at 11 in the morning.
That's so true, actually.
That's fine.
Yeah.
There's no rules.
That's true.
Yeah, pina colada with breakfast. That's living.
Ooh, that would actually be probably a good breakfast cocktail.
Yeah, pineapple.
Mimosa's good as well.
Yeah.
I won't turn down a mimosa at breakfast.
That's nice. I don't mind a Bloody Mary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're they're one of those drinks where you have a sip and go, huh, why would I drink that? And then you go back for more.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shot of whiskey at breakfast,
Yeah,
everybody.
whatever.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Vodka sunrise, whatever.
That's right, yeah.
Here's to the sunrise.
Pussy shot, that's fine at 9 a.m.
Jaeger bomb?
Jaeger
Bring back
bomb.
the Jaeger bomb
Yes.
for breakfast.
Well, I mean, what's better
Jaeger
than,
bomb and cornflakes.
Yeah.
what's better than a coffee
Yeah.
than a little bit of Red Bull
You're right.
and Jaeger?
Jaeger bomb in a coffee.
You ever had your international listeners will have this, but you ever had a buckfast?
No.
It's a tonic wine from monks. Monks in Devon make it, and it's like a fortified wine. It tastes like Ribena, and it's caffeinated for some reason.
Fuck
So it's like,
yes.
remember Four Loko? Americans had Four Loko. It was like
Yeah.
a caffeinated energy drink, and it was alcoholic. It's like that, but it's like traditional. It's big in Scotland.
I could get around that.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
It's like
Yeah.
heart attack in a can.
I'm a big fan of it, but
Yeah,
it's like
that's incredible.
it just gets people drunk and riled up.
Yeah.
And the bottle is just the correct size for like hitting people over the head with.
Great.
So,
Buck fast.
Bucky they call it.
And the monks came up because I've got to get up to pray at 3:30
I don't
or something.
I don't understand how or why it's caffeinated. I don't know where in the process they're like, better throw some caffeine in this.
Needs more caffeine.
They probably just had some. And
They
they're
probably
like,
just had some.
They just had caffeine lying around.
Yeah,
They're
that's
like,
right, yeah.
what are we going to do with this? Let's combine the two.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Dave, do you want to explain how this show works?
Yes, well, for the 501st time, it's great to be back with you, Maso, as well. You're on the 500th episode. We've all recovered from our big live show.
Oh, boy,
Yes.
yep. Mhm.
Yeah. The
Yeah, what
after
a time.
party went
Oh, my
for
gosh.
3 days. Yeah.
We had a few buckfasts.
Oh, yeah.
We've got to tell you that. So great to have you on for 501. So basically what we do is here is we take it in turns to report on a topic, often suggested to us by one of the listeners. Go away, do a bit of research, bring it back to the group. Jess, it is your turn to report.
That's right.
Maso and I, we're in the dark here. We don't know what you're going to talk about, but we always start with a question to get us on the topic. You're famous for not writing a question until the very last second. Sometimes, like as you're asking the question, you are coming up with the question.
Yeah, sometimes I riff it.
Yeah.
Today,
Sometimes you whiff it.
sometimes I whiff it. Sometimes I whip it good. This time,
Devo.
yes,
Okay.
It's a Devo.
it's not Devo.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm turning a new leaf after 500 episodes, and I'm writing the question when I've finished the report.
Well done.
Thank you so much. So this question's been there since late last night.
Wow.
So my question to you is, second only to Homer Simpson, who do you think of when you picture someone jumping a canyon?
Evel Knievel?
Yes.
Yeah! Oh my gosh.
I had a moment though. I looked it up on Spotify. I looked it up in our Patreons because I was like, have we done Evel Knievel?
Feels like a very Dugo on topic,
Doesn't
doesn't it?
it?
Yeah.
We haven't done Evel Knievel, but he was referenced in the Bones episode of
Because of all the bones he broke.
do go on the quiz show because he's broke a lot of
Yes,
bones.
and there's like a bar that's named after him or something, and
Yes,
Matt took a picture out the
There's
front of
a
it.
pizza place
Pizza place.
in Las Vegas
Okay.
called Evel Knievel's Pizza, and at the time we sort of laughed about that. And Matt was about to go to Vegas,
Yes.
and he went there.
Because what made me, I checked and was like, no, we haven't done it, and it hasn't come up in any of our bonus episodes or anything.
Yes.
But then, as I was doing the research, I saw the picture of the pizza place, and I was like, fuck. Matt's taken a photo at the front of that, and I don't know what the context would be if we haven't talked about it. So I was a little bit freaked out. So I'm very glad we haven't done it.
No, we very briefly touched on it, which has only made me even more excited to hear the full story.
Evel Knievel Pizza is a terrible name
It's
for a
bad,
pizza
isn't it?
place.
It's very bad.
It's not a pun. It's not.
No, and he had no association with pizza.
Is he? He's not famous for. He's never eaten a slice of pizza.
No, I
while
think he's like famous in Vegas for being associated with performing there, but I think that is the extent they went.
Yeah.
Who's like Siegfried and Roy Pastors down the street?
Yeah. It does not make a lot of sense,
Yeah.
but it's a beautiful place.
Can we come up with a better pun name for Evel Knievel's Pizza by the end of the episode?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, we can do it. We'll easily do it. Easily. Or we'll forget.
I'm almost wanting to go like even just Evel Knieveria. You know, like
absolutely.
pizzeria.
Yep. Mhm.
What about Evil Kacheezel?
That's better. That's better.
Yeah.
Because you know where they go, especially if there's a photo of him like with a slice.
It's not good, but
No,
it's
it's
better.
not. It's certainly not good. Also, Jim Kacheezel would work. You know, Jim Caviezel, the actor.
Yeah,
That would-
Oh, that's great.
yeah. So
What
if
about-
Evel Knievel doesn't want to be
What
associated
if
with
they're-
anymore,
They're on either side of the logo, and it's sort of a choose your own adventure. Like,
That's so
true.
What are they punning on?
Two
here?
different menus. You can
Yeah.
choose from the Evel Knievel or Jim's. Yeah, it's nice.
yeah.
I like that. But
Passion of the Cheese, you could also call a Jim Caviezel pizza restaurant. That would work as well.
I will
think,
say we
really
are focusing
well.
on the Evel Knievel pizza.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
but I love the franchise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This company will only grow. I'm confused by why it exists. But this has been suggested by a few people. It's been suggested by Hannah McAfee and Josh Sutton from Sheffield, Jonathan Mowat from Edinburgh, Darcy Swain from Brisbane, Abhishek from Denver, Colorado, Becky T from Houston, Texas, and Lisa Olson from Colorado Springs. So quite a few people have suggested it. Meso's right. This does feel like a very do-go on
It
topic.
really does.
It's crazy that it's been over 500 before we've done it, but I'm excited to get to tell you a little bit about Evel Knievel, or as he was born, Robert Craig Knievel.
That's a real name.
Or maybe Craig.
Because it's Evel, right? It's Evel?
Yes, that's right.
Evel Knievel.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Knievel is Knievel.
Yeah, it's an incredible name. I wouldn't have picked that was his actual surname.
Yeah, I know. You'd think the whole thing was a stage name, but Knievel is real.
There's a musical duo called the Captain and Tennille.
Yes.
And the captain's real name is Daryl Dragon. Like he was born with the name Daryl Dragon.
That's so
and it's
good.
like, why would you call your band the Captain and Tennille if your name was Daryl? Your band would be called Daryl Dragon and his mate.
Yeah,
Right? Surely.
100%.
You know? And somebody else he knows.
You at least have to have Dragon in there. Maybe
Yeah.
you can drop Daryl from the band name, but Dragon has to be in it.
Dragon and Tennille's pretty good.
Oh,
Dragon and Tennille.
I'm happy with
Dragon
that.
and Tacheezel.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
a third
There's
one in
a
here.
third
now.
one in there. That's right.
Guys, we are going to be so rich.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't even think the pizza has to be good.
Yeah,
No, but 'cause we're-
assuming none of these people want to cut of this,
Yeah.
we are going to be
And
rolling
we're
in
like-
it.
I feel like we're appealing to different demographics here.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. No, I don't really care for Jim Caviezel, but I do like the Captain and Tennille a whole lot. And I'm hungry for a pepperoni, I tell you what.
So Robert Craig Knievel was born October 17, 1938 in Butte, Montana, the first of 2 children from Robert E. and Anne Marie Keogh Knievel. Robert and Anne divorced in 1940 after the 1939 birth of their second child, Nicholas. Brutal. He must have sucked.
Oh, gosh.
Not even one, and the parents are like, fuck this.
You've ruined everything.
We made a dud.
Should have stopped at little Robert. So they're only a year apart. Robert and his
We had to
younger
knock
brother.
him out in the 30s, didn't you?
Yeah,
40s,
you did.
You know?
Yeah, because you didn't know how long you were going to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also, we could get divorced at any second.
Any second.
We've got to keep this happening.
So they get divorced and both parents leave Butte. So Knievel and his brother were raised in Butte by their paternal grandparents.
Oh, they left the parents left
Parents
without the
both left,
children.
yes.
Damn,
Wow.
damn.
The custody battle. No, you have them.
No, you
have them.
No, I'll give them to Dad. It's all good. So they gave them to the grandparents, Ignatius
Oh, you're nice.
and Emma Knievel. Emma, great name, but next to Ignatius.
Ignatius Knievel.
Yeah.
Icky Knievel, that's a name.
Isn't that amazing?
Ignition Knievel. Ignition Kacheezel.
You are so good at this.
I'm really good at naming
It's crazy.
pizza franchises.
You've got a gift.
Thank you.
You should quit everything else you do.
I should quit everything, including that.
Yeah.
And do nothing and live in a cave.
Yes!
Whoa.
And finally get some rest. God.
I think we've gone too far. I think we've gone too
Okay,
far.
all right.
What about a pizza cave?
Oh, yeah.
I'm listening.
Plato's cheese. Sorry.
You just keep mulling on them.
It's good to be back.
So when Robert Jr. was 8 years old, his grandparents took him to an auto daredevil show, specifically the Joey Chitwood Thrill Show.
They were like, this'll, he'll be scared by this for life.
Yeah, this will
Yeah.
set him straight.
You'll set
won't
him
it?
straight,
Yeah.
absolutely. You'll see
Yeah,
this
yeah.
and go, wow, I better study at school, otherwise I'll have to do this for my living.
I'm going to sit you down. You can watch the stage show and you can smoke this whole pack of cigarettes and
Then you can go on to be a doctor.
and drink this rubbing alcohol and all your voices will be out in one go. You'll never want to do anything dangerous ever again.
Joey Chitwood was a race car driver and stuntman who toured the country for decades performing stunt shows, drawing huge audiences all over the US. Joey, by the way, is spelt Joie. Joy.
It's like joie de vivre.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Joie.
Oh.
At that show in Butte, Montana, a little 8-year-old boy was inspired.
What?
Maybe one day he too could be a motorcycle daredevil.
You should do the report on that guy. That
Joey?
little 8-year-old.
Oh, the 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Who is
I
that?
don't have much more info on him.
What happened to
It's a
him?
shame.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
no, now that I think about it, why did I include that?
Yeah, crazy.
If I had no follow-up.
To be honest,
Yeah.
I reckon you could have asked any 8-year-old kid there, hey, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right, yeah.
Absolutely. But first, he had to finish school.
Ugh.
Well, almost.
Oh, haha, yes.
He left Butte High School after his sophomore year and got a job in the copper mines. He was soon promoted to surface duty, where he was responsible for driving a large earth mover. However, he was fired after he made the earth mover do a wheelie
Oh, hell yeah.
and accidentally drove it into Butte's main power line,
Oh, hell yeah.
leaving the city without electricity for several hours.
Oh, hell yeah. That's nice,
He
yeah.
made
Yeah.
an earth mover do a wheelie.
Yeah. And
That's
he
hard.
just graduated as well to surface duty. That's, yeah. Start you underground and then...
You literally move up in the mining industry.
Yeah, wow.
It's exciting.
I bet he blew it.
He blew the power lines, yeah.
I assume he did it on 2 wheels, but it's more fun to imagine he flipped it onto 1 wheel.
Yeah,
He
that's
did
always...
he did the 1 wheel on the truck.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be cool.
Or even how many wheels does an earth mover have? Is it just a 4-wheel?
Might be a
vehicle?
6-wheeler or an 8-wheeler.
Imagine if he's just on one side.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah.
That'd be
Mhm.
cool. But no, I think he's popped a traditional wheelie.
Traditional wheeling.
The back wheels. So he had several jobs and side hustles over the following years. A bit of a thrill seeker, he took part in local professional rodeos and ski jumping events, including winning the Northern Rocky Mountain Ski Association Class A Men's Ski Jumping Championship in 1959.
Wow, it's a mouthful.
It's too much.
But yes,
Ski jumping.
a skier as well.
Yeah. He joined the Army in the late 50s, and he was a pole vaulter in the Army track team. I didn't know the Army had track and field, but I like it.
How do you think they get over a castle wall or
Fuck,
something?
You're right.
That's right.
You're right.
If if they've got to go on a siege,
Get our pole vaulter in here.
he goes over the top, has a flamethrower, whips it around.
I like also in your mind that the army's always invading castles. I think that's
Yeah. And they get the pole vaulter over, and then he just unlocks the gate
yeah, that's
from inside, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we didn't see him coming.
We got to hunt down and remove the last of the dukes and counts and so
Yeah,
forth.
yeah.
Got to destroy all those castles.
They've had it too good for too long.
Mm-hmm.
After his army stint, Knievel returned to Butte, where he met and married his first wife, Linda Joan Bork.
And they were married forever. Him and his first wife.
First wife. Yeah, it's just worth mentioning.
Yeah, I think so too.
Her name is Linda Bork.
The Borkster.
Linda Bork. Linda Joan Bork.
Do you take Linda Joan Bork? Little pause as the priest is like,
Please join us at the Bork Knievel wedding.
Are
Incredible
you a
stuff.
Bork or a Knievel?
You're the Borks.
Right this way.
Bork is great. Shortly after that, he started a semi-pro hockey team called the Butte Bombers. He's very busy and jumps around a lot. After the birth of his first son, Kelly, Knievel realised that he needed a stable and reliable income to support his family. He's only just figured that out.
I better risk my life every day forever.
Yeah.
That's right. For my family.
Yeah, that's right.
He'd grown up hunting and fishing with his grandfather, so he started his own business, the Sir Kill Guide Service. His guarantee was that if a hunter employed his services and paid his fee, he would get whatever big game animal his heart desired or your money back. So he'd take people on guided hunting trips.
Right, so they're like, in North America being like, I want to kill a giraffe. And he's like,
You got
yep,
it.
or your money
that's
back.
And he'd radio ahead and somebody be painting a deer, sort of yellowish with brownish sort of spots on it.
He's taking them to this part of the woods and they're like, I thought there was a zoo around here. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Taping a big pipe to its head. I think we're going to come across a giraffe any time now.
Any second.
Or your money back.
So I don't know how long that lasted, but in the early 60s, he joined the motocross circuit and had moderate success, but he still couldn't quite make enough money to support his family.
And that's not doing tricks, is that just racing?
Just motocross racing,
Right.
yeah. After a
The
motocross...
problem is he just did the whole thing on a wheel.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat the others.
Everyone's like, he's slow but impressive.
Yeah, that's cool. But
He's
it's quick.
holding it for a long time.
It is quicker on two wheels, Knievel.
You have more control on two wheels, I will say. After an accident left him with a broken collarbone and shoulder, doctors said he'd
And a
need
boner.
to take... And a boner.
Because that's where he got the idea.
Can't get rid of this thing.
Yeah.
Doctors said he needed to take 6 months off to heal. So he did the closest thing to motocross that he could imagine. He sold insurance for the Combined Insurance Company of America. He was actually quite a good salesman and he did quite well quite quickly. Like he was doing a good job. However, he sort of felt like his efforts and talents were not being properly recognised.
This isn't giving me a boner.
I've been here for ages. I haven't done
That was
any-
Evel Knievel, by the way. That was
Yeah.
That's
not
what
you?
that's what he thought.
Hearing the insurance salesman, gosh, this part of the story is really speaking to me.
Really giving me a boner. No, he sort of felt like he wasn't being recognised because after a few months on the job, he was frustrated that his superiors did not promote him to vice president. So he quit in protest.
Pretty ambitious then.
After a couple of months.
Do you think this is ambition or do you think he had ADHD?
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yes, because
Could be
he...
both.
Guys, I've been here for ages. I've been here for like 6 weeks and I'm not even the boss yet.
That's right.
What's the point?
Oh, is he ADHD or is he a bloody millennial?
No.
Okay? It's probably, they just want to be handed everything, don't they?
38
it's
careers,
bloody-
so.
I've been working here 6 months, I'm not the boss. Oh, fucking millennials. Lay off the avocado toast, mate, if you want to buy a bloody house. God, I'm sick of them. They don't want to work. They don't want to bloody
No.
work.
I've tried.
They want everything handed to them. They're just on their phones all day.
Consider this, Evel Knievel. Why don't you print out some resumes and walk down the street
Yeah.
and say I'll jump over whatever canyon you want.
Yeah.
At this
How do
cafe.
you say that?
You know, I'll make coffees and I'll jump over whatever canyon you want. And then they'll give him a big firm handshake, look him in the eye and say, I'll jump over a canyon if you want. But he's not going to do it, is he?
God, the kids
He's
these
lazy.
days.
Yeah.
Well, they're like,
I think he's a millennial.
And that's satire, folks. Well done. We did it.
Sometimes you do have to point out that it is satire because people will go, well, actually, there's a housing crisis. And we know. Trust me, I know.
We're like you, the common man.
I've got nothing. And I do have too much avocado toast.
God, it's good though.
So good.
so good.
Oh, healthy fats. Delicious. Great way to start the day. Okay, so he wants a fresh start. So he moves the family to Moses Lake, Washington, where he opened a Honda motorcycle dealership.
Okay.
He
all
is
right.
unstoppable.
Yeah,
He'll just
yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
everything. From Wikipedia, which is a great stuntman database.
Interesting.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
Yeah.
Probably more than you think.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of them, yeah.
And that's the common refrain when you're doing a stunt. You're like, wiki, 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 wiki.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah.
That's where the name comes from.
It's kind of like a stuntman call.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
You hear that, you're about to get stunted.
Yeah, if you're a fellow stuntman, you're like, what's going on over there?
Yeah. And you watch the stunt out
Yeah.
of respect for stunts.
Yeah, but
Is
you
that
go,
the crusty demons I hear?
What are they doing? So, Wikipedia, this fantastic stuntman database,
Right.
says during the early 1960s, he and other dealers had difficulty promoting and selling Japanese imports because of the steep competition of their auto industry, and the Moses Lake Honda dealership eventually closed.
oh,
After the closure, Knievel went to work for Don Pomeroy at his motorcycle shop in Sunnyside, Washington. Pomeroy's son, Jim Pomeroy, went on to compete in the Motocross World Championship and taught Knievel how to do a wheelie and ride while standing on the seat of the bike. Interesting. So inspired once again by, his newfound, he's always loved being on motorcycles, but he's doing some more different stuff on there. And he's thinking again about the Joey Chitwood show that he'd attended as a kid. Knievel thought he could use his motorcycle skills to perform a similar kind of show. So he decided to just do it. He hired a venue, he wrote the press release, he set up the show, he sold tickets, he did his own promotion.
wow.
Served as his own master of ceremonies.
Wow. Catered it.
Yeah.
Did his own flyering.
Sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to see a stunt show? No, thank you. I'm on my way to a stunt show, actually. I can't.
Do you want a cheese and Vegemite sandwich? I've made them.
They're pretty good.
I'm pretty good.
Well, if you didn't say there was going to be cheese and Vegemite sandwiches. Here we go.
Don't know that. Your other stunt show, do they?
Evil Chizizel. Whatever it is.
Let's try and get the Vegemite in there too, I think.
Yeah.
Evil. No.
But there's a V in there.
Yeah.
A Vegemite.
Knievel,
Chizizel.
Vegemite. They're not all good ideas.
They are all good ideas.
Yeah, they're all good ideas.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hope somebody's writing them all down
Yeah.
and we'll email us the database.
Something.
I mean,
afterwards,
Vegemite did do Ice Snack 2.0 or whatever.
They
True.
did do Ice Snack
So
2.0.
I mean, we're already ahead of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, we couldn't be worse than
That's
Ice
nice.
Snack. There was never an Ice Snack either. They just went straight to 2.0.
Yeah.
Confusing. Don't make me think I've missed something.
That's a good point,
Wait,
actually.
did I miss the Ice Snack?
That's right.
I
Bring
don't-
back the Ice
I
Snack.
don't-
Yeah, I personally prefer Ice Snack 1.0.
Yeah, I don't like Vegemite, so none of this was all that relevant to me.
Right, but maybe they're trying to capture you with 2.0.
I thought,
Was
what?
Ice Snack 2.0, was it just Vegemite and cheese together in one thing?
I think maybe.
Yeah, like a cheesy Vegemite spread. thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
And it
find
was
out now.
not a success, everyone.
Ice Snack.
It was not a success. It
The
was
executive
ridiculed.
responsible was executed.
Yeah. And we all cheered.
We did, that's true.
Justice was
You can
served.
get it for $188 on eBay.
Wow, but is it like
It's 24 cans of it, unopened.
is it? But they
jars
are
of it.
24 years old, are they? 25 years old.
Probably about that, yeah.
Okay, but that stuff doesn't go off. Cheese.
Yeah, cheese doesn't go
That
off.
doesn't
No,
go
no,
off.
no. Dairy doesn't go off. So,
That'd be fine.
yeah.
Anyway, so he's hiring his own. He's doing it all. He's
That's,
just.
I love that.
I know. He's just gone like, I want to do that. I'm going to do that. So many people stop at, I'd like to do that.
Let's put on a show. Let's do
And
it.
has he learnt more tricks than just doing a wheelie and standing on the thing? Because that's pretty cool, but I probably wouldn't pay to see it. But maybe back in the 50s or 60s you would.
Well, he opens with some wheelies. Here's what I found written about the first show. After enticing the small crowd with a few wheelies, he proceeded to jump a 20-foot long, or 6.1 meter, box of rattlesnakes
Oh, wow.
and 2 mountain lions.
What?
When he gets to snakes in the mountain lions.
Did he get the mountain lions himself?
Yeah.
He captured the snakes
My
himself.
next point is, where was the money and the budget for a bunch of snakes and some mountain lions? I have no idea how he sourced those, but it was a box of rattlesnakes. And I'm guessing
when you
it's
say a
2
box-
different jumps.
Is it a cardboard box?
Well, it's a 20-foot long box. Cardboard or wood?
It's a big box.
I bet he just he found the snakes. It's an era where you'd find the snake. You'd go into the woods and you'd just find
Yeah.
a bunch
Yeah,
of
you
grab
snakes.
a
just
couple.
collect
Grab
some
your
snakes.
bag of snakes. Yeah.
Grab a couple of mountain lions.
Where,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
the fuck are you getting a mountain lion from?
Mountains.
Ah, God,
Yeah.
I'm so stupid.
Yeah, that's
Such a
true,
city
actually.
kid. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, you think it's 2 separate jumps, 2 separate boxes.
Unsure. It just says, despite landing short and his back wheel hitting the box containing the rattlesnakes, Knievel managed to land safely.
Apart from the
First
bit,
and only time.
apart
Bit of
from the
success.
bit where I nearly stacked it. I didn't
didn't.
stack it.
I don't think nearly counts.
Yeah.
If you stay on the bike, you're
That's a
good.
win.
You're
That's
good.
a win.
Yeah, that's okay. That is genuinely impressive. I would say that.
You would go watch a man jump 6 meters over some rattlesnakes.
Yeah, that's cool.
How long is the show?
Yeah,
Like, is
exactly.
that-
He did a few wheelies first.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at maybe 10 minutes?
Yeah. And is there like a bunch of setup in between? Like, I've done the wheelies. Now, guys, if you could stick around for an hour, because I'm going to...
Well, yeah, it's just him, isn't it? So it doesn't have a team. And he's his own master of ceremonies. So I'm imagining he's got a Britney Spears headset mic.
Absolutely.
Yes. And then he's got
some low-slung jeans on, crop top.
Yeah.
He's got to go, hey, guys, I'm just going to go grab the snakes now. And one by one, he goes and gets them.
Yeah, who knows how long
Maybe
this
sort of
show
he probably
went
gets
for.
one and like puts it towards the crowd and the kids go, ah!
Yeah.
You know, that kind of bit of showmanship.
Yeah. So I guess the first show was a mild success in that it wasn't a failure.
Sure, he didn't die.
Yep.
He wasn't mauled by mountain lions and then stung by a bunch of
Correct.
snakes.
There's a lot of things that could have gone wrong and they didn't. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But if he wanted to make some serious cash from this, he was going to need a team.
That's so true, isn't it?
He's going to need other stunt performers and coordinators, ticket sellers. Basically all the jobs he was already doing himself, he was going to need those people.
He's going to need a crew as crazy as him.
Yeah.
The craziest ticket sellers you'd ever see.
I know just the guy. But first, we got to break him out of prison.
Just a guy, you just picture some people at an office, they're just typing away and just a guy hurls himself through the window, just smashes through. Hey, you guys want a ticket to a stunt show? Hey!
2 for 1.
You would be great at that.
Thank you.
You would be amazing
It'd
at
be
that.
great.
I think I'd be pretty good at jumping through windows.
I'd buy 10 tickets from you straight off the bat. And then I'd be like, fuck, now I've got to get like 9 friends.
Yeah.
I don't have 9 friends.
I don't know 9 people.
That's right.
I don't want to spend time with 9 people.
Ugh.
Yeah, gosh.
Yuck.
At least if you're at a show, you're not talking to everybody the whole time. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's right.
You're in a row.
You're in line, you go, shut up, the snakes are being brought out.
Yeah, kind of like going to the movies in a group. You're like, yeah, this is fine. We'll do a bit of polite chit chat and then we just sit in the movie for a few
And
hours.
at the end, you got something to talk about.
yeah,
That's
and then
What was
as you
your
walk back
favourite
to your
bit?
car.
Yeah.
My favourite part was when he got bit by the snake.
I actually thought that was awesome as well.
That was good. That's awesome.
I filmed it. Do you want to watch it back?
That's right.
That bit was sick.
I filmed it on my giant hand cranked camera.
It's going viral.
Yeah. You want to watch it in a year? Got this developed somehow?
So he went looking for a sponsor because all this was going to cost a pretty penny. So a man named Bob Blair, who was the owner of ZDS Motors, the West Coast distributor for Berliner Motor Corporation, came on board as a sponsor. He offered to provide motorcycles for the stunts, but also wanted a name change for the show. Currently, he was marketing the show as Bobby Knievel and his motorcycle Daredevil Thrill Show.
It's not bad.
Okay.
It's certainly wordy, isn't
If
it?
you put pizza in there,
Yeah, that's right.
probably win me
That's
over.
right. Yeah.
Bob Blair encouraged Knievel to change it to a nickname that Knievel had basically made up for himself almost a decade prior.
Okay.
This comes from evelknievel.com. After a police chase in 1956, in which he crashed his motorcycle, Knievel was taken to jail on a charge of reckless driving. When the night jailer came around to check roll call, he noted Robert Knievel in one cell and William Knopfel in another. Knopfel was well known as Awful Knopfel. Maybe Awful Knopfel will be it. It's American.
Oh, okay, right.
Awful.
Awful, so it would be
He's
Knopfel.
so awful.
Awful Knopfel.
The smell is awful.
So Knievel began to be referred to as Evel Knievel.
Okay,
Evil
all right.
ryming with Knievel.
So the
That's so
jailer came up with it.
Yeah, I think they were just having a bit of a laugh one night. So he chose the misspelling of EVEL because he didn't want to be considered evil.
Like satanic.
Yeah, he didn't. He's like, no, I'm not actually evil. It's just that my last name is Knievel.
I'm Evel.
right.
I'm Evel.
It's
Yeah.
literally just the last bit of his surname.
Yeah.
Love it. What would you be? Chase and Mason? Something like what would they go?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That is not bad.
Yeah. Basin Mason, I think.
I'd be Lurkin Perkins.
Lurkin
actually
Perkins.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be Debase and Mason.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
Yeah.
Smells
Oh, yeah, fuck, you're even harder than Perkins.
Yeah.
And I've got to go creepy with Lurkin.
Lurking.
Workin' Perkins? That's boring. Aren't we all? You know
Unless
what I mean?
what are people buying tickets to you making spreadsheets, are they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Workin' Perkins.
People love to see me
Have you seen
spreadsheet.
Workin' Perkins? God, she's on so many calls. She's always getting on a call. You know?
But she's actually very efficient. That's what's interesting.
That's right.
You sort of go like, she's taking so many calls and receiving so many emails. Things must be falling through the gaps, and they are not.
They are not. We can see it in real time. It's on the big screen. It's on the Jumbotron.
It's actually so cool.
Yeah.
She's booked out the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Inbox zero. Inbox zero. And then it comes up and you've set them all. And then people are like, yeah!
God, you'd be terrible at that show because your inbox would have like 45,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
45,000, I wish. That'd be more manageable.
It makes me so uncomfortable. Okay, what can we do with Warnicky?
Well, he's gone with just the second bit of his name. Evel Knievel.
Yes.
That's true.
So I could be...
What's the last four letters of yours, I guess?
So I'm Necky Warnicky.
That sucks.
It really
That
sucks.
sucks. You can't be necky.
I've got to go with Hornicky Warnicky.
Yes,
Yeah,
you must.
Hornicky,
It's gotta
Warnicky,
go.
absolutely, yeah.
And
That's
that,
it.
that works. You can be
Yeah,
Warnicky
obviously.
and I'm working.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
looking. And you're debasing Mason.
Yeah, that's right.
And Matt can be Pooit.
Yeah.
Pooh and Stewart.
And he would hate that.
He would hate that. He hates
Yeah.
poo.
He hates poo.
I'm picturing Hornicky and Warnicky coming out on stage, and he's got like a fake dick that shoots fire or whatever. Like
Yeah. I was imagining arseless chaps.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
I'm definitely shooting something into the crowd. Aren't
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's shooting
What was
fire.
that metal band that they sung "Du Hast"? What was that? Those guys.
Oh,
They were big on those stunt
I? Yeah, they were. Oh
Yes.
my God.
We'll never know. We could look it up, but
We could, but-
but I don't. I refuse.
Oh, hold on, it's going to come to me. And they were in Triple X. Do you remember?
Yeah. No, you're right.
And Matt's seen them.
right.
I can
reckon-
tell you.
Well, give him a clue maybe because I
Start-
reckon
it
Dave's
starts with
close to it.
It's 2 syllables. Starts with an R.
I can't believe I can't think
Is
of
it
it.
Ram?
Ramstein.
It is Ramstein. Correct. Yes, that's right.
Well done.
Yeah.
Were you going to go fully there? Or were you just thinking of the Ram?
I think I
Jess was thinking about Ram.
I was just thinking about ramen. Sorry, I forgot we were recording a podcast. I was just thinking about ramen.
Ram and Lurkenberg.
Anyway, so that's how he gets the name Evil.
Okay.
It's
all right.
great. It's so good. Such,
Pretty
a,
good,
such
yeah.
a catchy name.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so he has to sort of change the name of the show. So Evel Knievel and his motorcycle daredevils debuted on January 3rd, 1966 in Indio, California. Really glad Matt's not here because I mentioned 1966.
We don't have
Oh,
to
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
why.
So nice to just
It's so nice
move,
to
on
move on.
and not hear a fun fact about.
Nothing else happened that year.
Nothing else happened. I mean, this is the premiere event of that
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
I
Now
think
talk
now.
about that every time it comes up.
from
Evel
this-
Knievel and his motorcycle daredevils
Yeah.
premiere.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
whenever he
forget.
brings it up next time, just be like, Evil Knievel.
Yeah, is that what you're talking about? And he'll be like, I didn't listen back to that episode.
Yeah.
Why
Now,
would
when I
he?
think of Evil Knievel, I think a man in like a American flag jumpsuit. Is that
With
has
a
he
cape, maybe.
has he done that yet? Is
Not
that,
yet.
Not yet. Okay, right.
Actually, good question. I do talk about his signature look a bit later, and I'm not sure exactly when that came in. But there were definitely leather jumpsuits
Oh, yeah,
involved,
hell yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
So his next performance was February 10 in Barstow, California. During this performance, Knievel attempted a new stunt in which he would jump, spread-eagled, over a speeding motorcycle. You know, you see it in the movie sometimes when a motorbikes come at them and they just jump over it.
Yeah.
You just time the jump.
So, as in, like, is he just on the ground?
He's just standing on the
still,
ground.
And you just got to go up vertical for them to go, oh,
Yeah.
that's wild.
There's a guy, he's a streamer, I think, and his name's Speed. I Show Speed, and he jumps over cars sometimes. Like, they'll fire a Lamborghini at him or whatever, and he just leaps it.
I just don't think I can jump that high.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Even, a low
They
profile
are very low
car.
cars, yeah.
But I
Yeah,
just
he's
don't
not doing
think
a Hummer.
He's not doing Armour, no.
Do a Hummer, then I'll be
Yeah,
impressed.
yeah. Do a cherry picker. Then I'll be impressed.
Do a fully erect cherry picker.
That's right.
I'm sure that's a technical term for
I would
it.
assume.
Yeah.
And when you're going up, harder. Stop there. Softer. Bring me down. Bring me back down.
I want to know how you train for stuff like that. Like just to jump high. I don't
First, you
think
jump over a man on a bicycle, I suppose.
Yeah, and that's what Knievel tried to do.
I love the
Oh, he
word
tried to do
try. Love the word try.
Knievel jumped too late, and the motorcycle hit him in the groin.
Oh!
Sorry, that's very funny to me, but then I forget when you're telling it to people who have penises. They get really uncomfortable
you
about
just
it.
you just laugh that off, would you, Jess?
Yeah, I think that's pretty
Yeah,
funny.
that'd be fun. A motorcycle to the groin or whatever.
It tossed him 15
girl
feet.
power.
15 feet into
Irrelevant
the
to
air.
me getting hit in the crotch with a motorcycle.
Look, it does hurt, but not
Yeah.
as much.
Did you
That's
say
right,
15 feet in the
Yeah,
air?
he got 15 feet or 4.6 meters into the air. He was hospitalized as a result of his injuries.
Oh, my God.
The show disbanded after this due to Knievel needing to recover. So once he was recovered, he started to tour as a solo act again. It turns
Okay,
out
right.
it is actually quite hard
He was
to
like,
maintain
everyone
a
else is
show.
the problem.
Yeah, that's right. Evel Knievel and his utterly destroyed testicles was the name of the new act. People are like, I gotta see those testicles.
He's in arseless chaps too. His mangled testes are on display.
Mangled is
You can charge more for tickets now.
yeah. Evel Knievel's mangled testes.
And here's the thing, he's not the only like stunt performer going around at that
That's
time.
true. Yeah.
Other stunt people were jumping over pools or animals. So he thought, how can I stand out and be different?
Pool full of animals.
So he started jumping over cars,
Okay.
but like heaps of them
Oh, yeah, nice.
lined up.
Stationary cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He learnt his lesson about jumping over things that are moving at you.
Yeah, it's
sure,
hard
sure,
at the time, that stuff.
True.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So he began adding more and more cars to his jumps, and he would return to the same venue to get people to come out and see him again. So, like, okay, he might be in Melbourne one night and he's jumped 15 cars. Well, come back tomorrow because I'm going to do 17 cars or something.
yeah.
So he's trying to, like, have return customers. That's a good business brain.
That is good, but for me, the increase would have to be quite a lot, like 15 to 17. Like, yeah, I can imagine you doing that, but like if it's like 15, 48 cars. Okay, I'm
coming back.
I'm coming back.
back.
Because you only just made it last
Yeah,
night.
exactly. So I'm coming back to watch you die. Yeah.
And guess what? Next week, 15,000 cars.
He's
Well,
like,
it seems impossible, but I guess I got it now.
his manager's like, this exponential growth is killing us.
He just gets in a commercial jet and just flies over, and we're like, okay.
Okay, I mean,
All
technically
right.
he's got me there.
But he's on the motorbike on the plane.
That's right.
And he's like, I did it on a motorbike.
I did it.
I never got off the motorbike. They put the seatbelts around me on my motorbike.
That's right.
He's still belted up.
Of course, that would be silly not
Yeah,
to.
that'd be dangerous. I don't want to risk my
I'm not
life.
stupid.
I watched Sleepless in Seattle on the trip over. It still holds up. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Beautiful
And
film.
And I jumped 15,000 cars at the
I
same
love
time.
Tom Hanks. Anyway, so he hadn't had a serious injury since the Barstow performance where he got rammed in the groin. But on June 19 in Missoula, Montana, he attempted to jump 12 cars and a cargo van.
It's what they had. It's what they had.
Yeah. Last night it was 12 cars. Well, tomorrow night, what are we getting? A cargo van. I don't know what that is,
Okay.
but I'm sure I can do it.
I'm
I
sure-
guess he would just go to the local junkyards or whatever and be like,
Yeah.
what do you have?
Yeah, what do you got?
Give me a bunch of your junk.
Yeah.
Is a cargo? Is that just a big van?
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't look that up.
Yeah.
I can't possibly predict what inane questions you're going to ask
Yes,
me
I
about
heard.
which part of a
Cargo
sentence.
van.
I'm lucky if I get through a fucking
Yeah,
sentence.
no, we don't let you do that here. And with the other 14 cars, what kind of cars were there?
There were 12 cars.
Okay, other 12, how many?
How
How
many?
How many?
Okay.
12.
Okay,
Dave.
count them. Count them.
Red Corolla.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
There was a red Corolla. God, that's cool.
Yeah.
And a cargo van. I am coming back for that.
Yeah, it's pretty
Last
exciting
night it was
stuff.
a blue Corolla.
Yeah.
They've painted the Corolla.
So he's going to go for 12 cars in a cargo van. The distance he had for takeoff did not allow him to get up enough speed.
No.
His back wheel hit the top of the van, whilst his front wheel hit the top of the landing ramp. So he ended up, so he's kind of like, I don't know, he's kind of like slammed into the ramp in a way.
Yeah, it feels like that is also another crotch-destroying injury.
Yeah.
Like if one wheel's hit the one wheel's hit the front and one
Yeah.
wheel's hit the back, you're in the middle. Like the weight is gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I think
Straight
this
onto your
time,
mangled
I think this time his mangled testicles were okay, but he did
Okay.
have a
They broke
severely
his fall.
broken arm
Oh, no.
and several broken ribs.
Mm.
But the crash and subsequent stay in hospital actually gave him some great publicity.
Oh, hell yeah.
Starting to get a name.
Yeah. I mean, that's it, isn't it? I mean, you're not going. The audience for this sort of thing, they're not. They're going to see him jump the thing, but they're also saying they want to see him die.
Like, if
They
you
wanna
make
see
it
him
every
die.
time, that would be boring.
It would be boring, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not for me, I don't think.
Oh yeah.
That makes me like I've watched a couple of his jumps on YouTube, and it gets to as he lands and it's not looking good, and I'm going like closing the eyes. I don't want to. I don't.
The
wanna
audience
see
want
it.
to see bones sticking out.
Yeah, I don't want to see
But were
that.
you closing your eyes because you made it? You were disappointed.
I was like, oh no!
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was
no.
I was
Come
crying.
on, where's the one with the van?
Yeah, show me the van. On March 25th, 1967, Knievel cleared 15 cars at Ascot Park in Gardner, California. Then he attempted the same jump on July 28 in Graham, Washington. Sorry, Graham.
Graham Cracker.
Where
Greg.
his bike landed on the last vehicle and he was thrown from his bike, suffering a serious concussion. A month later, he returned to Graham to finish the show, but this time he once again came up short and ended up with a broken wrist, knee, and 2 ribs.
I'm back. I'll definitely get it this time.
You got to think about like a a broken bone takes a long time to heal.
Mm.
And he's doing wrist, knee, and 2 ribs. A broken rib can take 12 plus weeks.
And you can't even really do anything.
You can't
with
do
it.
shit with a broken rib.
You know when they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? He's like, well, it is a different result. Last time it was just a concussion.
Yeah.
This time I've broken every bone in my body.
Yeah. I think I'm
alright.
the sanest man in this venue, actually. I think I'm the sanest man in this junkyard, purchasing all your most jagged metal, rusted out hulks of cars. I think I'm the sanest guy here.
Imagine his health insurance.
Wow, you're right. Yeah, because famously in America, that's already pretty expensive stuff.
That's true.
And he's self-employed. I don't think he has health insurance.
Yeah.
How is he paying these hospital bills?
He's probably running.
Yeah, doing a runner.
Driving out of there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, the thing you mentioned earlier about how, like, in the years he did that reckless driving thing away from the cops or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, for a lot of people, that'd be it. You know what I mean? But that was just the tiniest part of one aspect of his life. He's just, back in the day, you could just drive off from the cops, do a chase, and then they'd be like, no.
Spend a night in jail.
Yeah.
But he also only mentions that story as a way of explaining where the name comes from.
Yeah.
It's like it's nothing to him. I'm like, yeah, so I was in jail. And it was me and awful. Bizarre.
Yeah, some people have really lived like such big lives that they just feel. I remember when we've told the story before in Northern Ireland last year, and our tour guide had taken us through around Belfast, gone through a 2-hour tour of the Troubles, and he'd grown up through it. This guy called Brian, and he was
Brian.
amazing tour guide. And we're about to leave, and he goes, "Oh, I forgot to say, I got shot." And then he pulled up he made Jess look away at this. Didn't want a young lady looking at this, but he knew that you were the kind of person that would close their eyes at an Evel Knievel video.
I'd have a look at that.
But he pulled up, and he had 2 scars on his stomach, one where the bullet had gone in and one where it had gone out.
Hell
He was like, "Oh yeah, by the way," like that would be the wildest thing that has ever happened to me.
Yeah. There's a trend on TikTok recently of like people using the audio of when a British politician is announcing the lockdown, and they're saying like when this audio played, and they'd listed all these things like I was single, I was working a job I hated, I was living at home, and then they go to now and they're like I'm married, and it's this nice reflection of people being like my life is so different, it's so cool. And I was like, okay, 5 years ago, living in the same apartment I currently live in. Same partner, he's doing the same job. There was no difference. And I was like, I would not make an interesting report on Do Go On. We like people who have done 18 million different things and they die at 30. We're like, what the fuck?
Whoa.
How'd you do that?
Jess, you're going to live forever.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's right.
In that apartment.
Yeah, that's right. It's pretty nice, but I hope the noisy neighbours move out at some point.
Well, they're going to have to die, and you're going to live forever. They're going to do something interesting, Jess, and die, and you won't, so...
I'll just live forever.
You can write a report about them and it'll be good.
In that one little apartment. Yeah, I was just like, I'm happy for all these people who have really progressed in their life, but I'm doing all the same stuff. Not Evel Knievel, though.
What about Goose? Did you have your dog?
Yep.
Okay.
I really thought
No, you're right. He's only 4.5.
Great.
So you're perfect, yes.
I was 6 months
That's what
away
I
from
thought.
getting a dog.
That's what I thought.
Okay. So that's...
So interesting things happen. You got a dog.
That's right.
Who's done that before?
Yeah, who can say that? Whomst among us can say they've ever got a dog?
It's not that easy to just go get a dog.
How do you get a dog? It's like a mountain lion. How do you get one?
Where do you find them?
Yeah. You go in the woods, find a dog.
What, you Google French Bulldog breeders and email a couple of them?
Yeah.
And then just like transfer them money?
Yeah.
And then they send you a dog? It's not that easy.
Who's got money? Everybody spends all their money on wrecked cars from the junkyard.
Except you were inside for like 3 years, so you did save up a bit of money because you weren't going out and spending any, so you just spent it on a dog. That doesn't happen.
Come on. But imagine if Evel Knievel jumped a pen full of French Bulldogs.
Oh my God, I would sign the
cuties.
fuck up for that show.
Yeah.
Oh, little puppies?
Yeah. They'd be looking at him like, what's this guy doing?
Yeah. Yeah, they have no frame of reference for the most dangerous thing they've ever seen.
They're just like, has he got treats?
And he would land, shatter his pelvis. He'd be on the ground screaming. They'd run over and just start licking his face.
Licking him, yeah.
The best. I might need to go. I miss my dogs now. Anyway, so That was sort of an overview of his early years and how he got into this crazy biz. Throughout his entire career, he's credited with attempting more than 75 ramp-to-ramp motorcycle jumps, right?
Like you say, because there's the months of recovery in between some of these. That is a lot.
It's a lot. So here's just a few. I've picked a few of sort of his most famous, his wildest, his most ambitious, his most painful. So a big one that he's very famous for is Caesar's Palace. So in November of 1967, he was in Vegas to watch a boxing match, and he saw the fountains at Caesar's Palace, and decided that was going to be a good jump. He'll jump the fountain. To get an audience with the casino CEO, Jay Sarno, Knievel created a fictitious corporation called Evel Knievel Enterprises and 3 fictitious lawyers to make phone calls to Sarno. He's just doing different voices. Hey, I want to speak to Jay Sarno. Put it through. I'm a lawyer for Evel Knievel Enterprises. Put me through.
Kermit, is that you? No,
I'm a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer
Now, Dave, you be one of the lawyers.
Yeah.
Yeah, g'day, mate.
Dave, Australia didn't exist in 1967.
Yeah.
Okay. There were no Australians back then, mate.
Hello. Hello.
There were also no women back then, so
Yeah.
come on.
You had a real
My
Mrs.
deepest voice.
Doubtfire.
Hello.
That's your deepest voice.
This is my deepest voice.
That is not dissimilar to your voice.
Oh, God, let me just try and... Okay.
Hello.
Just as deep a voice as deep as mine.
I've got range.
Yeah, you really do have range. From Kermit to almost inaudible. Wow.
She can do it all.
Jesus.
Nothing's changed in 5 years, but she's got range. So the ruse didn't stop there. Knievel also placed phone calls to Sarno claiming to be from the ABC and Sports Illustrated inquiring about the jump. So these because ABC had Wide World of Sport, big sporting program.
Jay Sarno's like, what jump? What are you talking about?
And they're like, I've heard this guy. Is this the lawyer from before? No, I'm his brother.
This is Sports Illustrated. We got all the beautiful ladies for the swimsuit edition.
But we also write great articles.
We're hearing about the big jump. It's so big. Want the comedy jump? It's good to do voices, isn't it?
Jay Sarno's like, oh, I had 50 calls about this. I'm so bored and annoyed. Just whatever. Just do a job. I don't give a shit. I know this is all fake, but I'm really, you're wasting my time.
Yeah, the beautiful ladies. We could bring some beautiful ladies to the jump.
All right, whatever.
So he did finally agree to meet Knievel, and they arranged for Evel Knievel to jump the fountains on December 31st, 1967, New Year's Eve.
That's a New Year's Eve to remember.
Yeah,
What
so
a way
true.
to bring in a new year.
Yeah,
with a broken pelvis or something.
Are they doing it like Stroke of Midnight? Is this a ball drop kind
That'd be nice. I'm not sure.
Let's assume it was.
Let's assume. After the deal was set, Knievel tried to get ABC to air the event live on their popular Wide World of Sports. ABC declined, but said that if Knievel had the jump filmed and it was as spectacular as he said it would be, then they would consider using it later. But
Okay, we're going to film it a jump. It's going to be pretty good.
if you like it, you put it on the TV.
And that, what a guarantee. We'll consider it.
Yeah, because at this point he's known, but he's not like huge,
Yeah,
and so they're kind of like, why would we put effort into effort and money into filming this and putting it out live if you're just going to absolutely eat shit straight away?
Or maybe they're like, if you make it, it's not that impressive, but if you eat shit, that's what we want
That's
to
what we
follow.
want to see.
Exactly right.
So you pay to film it, and then we'll see. So he did that. He used his own money to produce the film and get it filmed, this amazing jump. On the morning of the jump, Knievel stopped in the casino and placed his last $100 on the blackjack table, which he lost. Stopped by the bar, had a shot of wild turkey.
My last $100. He's stuck in the voice now.
Yeah.
He can't.
You can't get out of it.
How I pay my bills.
I don't think he's ever cared about paying his bills.
True.
Well, he just had a shot of wild turkey.
This
after
character
losing.
does, though. His fake accountant is really concerned.
His fake accountant's like, I mean, that's his whole thing is accounting.
And he's completely broke. He's had a shot.
He's gone to the blackjack table and says, put everything on that. Okay, that didn't go well. I'll go get a shot of wild turkey. Don't know how he paid for that. And then he headed outside where he was joined by several members of the Caesars staff as well as 2 showgirls. After doing his normal pre-jump show and a few warm-up approaches, so he does like a few wheelies, he practices going up and people are like, whoa! So then he began his real approach.
Here we go.
When he hit the takeoff ramp, He said later he felt the motorcycle unexpectedly decelerate.
Oh.
While he was able to clear the fountain, the sudden loss of power on the takeoff, so he made it across,
Beautiful.
but he didn't have quite enough power. So he came up a little too short and he landed on the safety ramp. So he made
Not
it.
bad, not bad. That's the reason
Just-
we have the
there's a
safety
safety
ramp.
ramp.
Safety ramp.
It's a series of ramps set up in case he doesn't quite make it.
Yeah, it's sort of like one up and then like the first safety ramp's about here just slightly underneath the takeoff ramp.
Up and I'm down. Woo! He made it.
And I'm okay. And I'm okay.
And Wild World of Sports, they loved it.
They loved it. They're like, this guy rules.
No safety ramp. That sounds good. That's positive.
But the handlebars sort of, he's kind of landed on a bit of a strange angle and the handlebars were ripped out of his hands and he tumbled over them onto the pavement where he skidded into the Dunes hotel parking lot.
Oh dear.
So not great. Discovery's done a doco called Pure Evil, American Legend.
Nice.
And I've seen a little bit of it on YouTube, including a bit of archived footage of this jump.
I love the research you've done. I watched a little bit of this doc on YouTube. I kind of got the gist of it.
I get it.
I get it. There was a 30-second clip that I had to pay for the rest. But
I went-
that's seen enough.
I went, I'm sure this 2 minute.
Yeah.
2 minute, thank
Exactly.
you.
Those idiots gave it all away in the trailer.
Yeah. I was like, I don't need to see any more of this. No, I just like, because one of the guys in the doco says, Evel Knievel, even at that point, had never figured out like the physics of the whole thing. How fast exactly he had to go, how high the angle. He was just doing it all by the seat of his pants.
He just riffed it every time.
Every
That
time.
seemed like pretty apparent when you mentioned the earlier ones where it's like, yeah, he jumped 15 cars, and the next time he got a concussion. It's like, well, why wouldn't you do the same thing you
Yeah,
did?
exactly.
Yeah.
Get to 60 miles per hour at this exact point.
But no,
then
he's just
take it up.
He's just sort of,
He's not doing the maths.
No.
He's just kind of going, should be right.
yeah, I'm going to vibe this out. It'll be fine.
I'll be right.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
He's just like, he looks at the ramp and goes, that should do it.
Yeah.
No, if I just fang it, that should be fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just fang it.
and
So he crashed.
He crashed. Okay.
He suffered a crushed pelvis and femur. Fractures to his hip.
Those are some long, severe bones there. There's some
Crushed pelvis
crushed
is
pelvis,
not good.
yeah. Not even cracked, just like powdered.
Crushed and then
And then-
fractures to his hips.
Yeah, and femur, that's the longest one.
Yep.
So-
Wrist, both ankles, and a concussion that kept him in hospital. Rumours actually circulated that he was in a coma for 29 days, but that has since been refuted.
It was actually 32.
Yeah, he's in a coma. I don't know if we're going to make
Oh, he can't answer the phone right now. He's in a coma.
He's so sleepy in in his hospital bed.
He definitely woke up from the coma doing that voice, and he can't stop.
He's got to be fine, though. He said it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. He's very brave boy.
I'm sorry, you his lawyer or his doctor?
Yes. Yes, goodbye.
Beep, beep, beep. He's also just doing the beeps. He can't figure out how to hang up the phone. Oh, fuck. Oh. So anyway, after this crash,
It's got to be all over, right?
Seems, yeah. For
That's-
most people,
that's
it'd be
a-
all over, yeah.
Life-changing injuries.
crushed pelvis.
I have more broken bones than unbroken bones at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, packing it in.
Well, yeah, after this, he was more famous than ever.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Did Wild World of Sports want to play that, or is it too dangerous?
They play it, but they cut it just before he lands.
Just before the good bit.
Yeah.
And I swear he made it. Anyway,
and that was that. So on to
other
something
news,
else.
NFL now.
So he's more famous than ever. So to keep his name in the news, Knievel proposed his biggest stunt ever.
He's going to jump the hospital bed.
He's going to get out of the hospital. bed.
I'm going to learn to walk again. They said it can't be done.
My greatest stunt. Somehow they glued back together my pelvis. Crushed pelvis.
They said it was like putting together a model airplane. Just each individual bit of glue, stick it
But all he's going to do is he doesn't have to walk in. They just have to glue him so he's in a seated, like riding a bike
That's
position
true,
forever.
Yeah.
And then someone else has to lift him onto the bike.
And then but he has to be like that on the toilet.
Yeah,
In bed.
his legs are out prone. No
We
matter
implanted
what.
the pieces of a metal office chair just into his body.
Far out. So his biggest stunt ever was not getting out of bed or learning to walk again. He proposed a motorcycle jump across the Grand Canyon.
Oh, wow.
Ever
That's the
heard of it?
grandest canyon there is, yeah.
It's pretty freaking big.
Mm-hmm.
That's at least 10 cars wide.
Yeah, at least, right?
At its skinny point.
camper vans too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So during a 1968 interview, Knievel stated, "I don't care if they say, 'Look, kid, you're going to drive that thing off the edge of the canyon and die.' I'm going to do it. I want to be the first. If
To
they'd
die?
if they'd let me go to the moon, I'd crawl all the way to Cape Kennedy just to do it. I'd like to go to the moon, but I don't want to be the second man to go there."
Oh, wow. God,
He's
that buzz.
insane.
Yeah.
He's crazy. He's just kind of like, I just want to be the first to do something.
Yeah.
So if that's jump the canyon and maybe die, fucking, I don't care. I'll leave my kids behind. I don't give a shit.
How many kids does he have at this point?
I'm not sure at this exact point in 1968, but he does have in total 4 children.
Okay, because you'd want to get it out of the way, have the kids you want to have
Before the crushed pelvis.
before the crushed, all that,
And before the
region.
mangled.
Testicles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure exactly what years his children were born, but
Okay.
we hope, pre-mangled.
Yeah, otherwise they'd come out mangled.
Well, that's how it works.
Yeah, great.
Come out with a crushed pelvis.
Due to your mangled sperm, Mr. Knievel, your children have been born mangled.
We can fix them.
Yeah, we can unmangle them, don't
They're,
worry.
they're fine.
Yeah.
But you got some weird shit going on. Stop crashing motorbikes.
It's wow. Okay.
So for the next several years, Knievel negotiated with the federal government to secure a jumping site and develop various concept bikes to make the jump. But the Interior Department denied him airspace over the North Arizona Canyon.
Wow.
They really think he's going to go pretty
They're
high
like,
then.
no.
Is Evel Knievel a rocket bike guy at some point? I think maybe that's because you can't do this with a regular bike.
How could you?
Yeah, you got to do a rocket
A bike couldn't possibly.
Mhm.
Wow.
You're going to need a special bike.
Yeah.
That might be coming up shortly.
An aeroplane. Like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just do it in a plane if you want. That's fine. By 1971, Knievel realised that the US government would never allow him to jump the Grand Canyon. To keep his fans interested, Knievel considered several other stunts that might match the publicity that would have been generated by jumping the Grand Canyon. Ideas included jumping across the Mississippi River, jumping from one skyscraper to another in New York City,
That would be actually awesome.
yeah.
jumping over 13 cars inside the Houston Astrodome, which
I
he
mean,
did.
he's already done 15 cars. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, fewer cars in an Astrodome.
Is this just is the Astrodome like have more gravity or something? What's going
Maybe
on in
it's
the
more
dome?
gravity, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really understand. But he actually did do that one in 1971, setting a sales record at the Houston Astrodome by selling over 100,000 tickets to back-to-back performances there.
100,000 tickets.
Yeah, so he's really he's blowing up now.
Because what I see that as like a halftime show. sort of
Yeah,
thing.
right.
But that's
Yeah.
the main, like, at a football game or something. This is the main event.
I'm not
They've
going to
come-
the MCG for that.
No. For one jump, like you say, it's like about 28 seconds.
I
It's
saw the
over.
monster trucks once in
Whoa.
Melbourne. And there was the halftime show was a woman called the Dynamite Lady. And she would get in a box filled with dynamite and then it exploded. And then she was like, I'm not dead.
How did that work?
I don't know. But you'd have to ask the Dynamite Lady.
Wow.
And did
You
they...
could say, Jess, you could say from one Dynamite Lady to another. How'd you do that? How you do
Stop
that?
it.
You know?
Do they get one kid in the crowd to like push the plunger down dramatically?
No, it just went off.
Oh, okay. We've exploded her. Now bring back the monster trucks.
Where do they do monster trucks?
I can't
Do you remember?
This is a long time ago. I don't know. It would have been.
I went once when I was about 8 with my dad.
Yeah.
Like at Rod Laver Arena.
It
or
would have been
something.
something like
Right.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
What do they do to the floor?
For whatever reason, they bring in the dirt and they bring in like mounds of like of dirt, and then they jump cars or crush cars.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think one of them, I remember, the gearbox broke and they had to tow it away.
Yeah, great.
That's so funny.
yeah.
Get a tow truck out. That's good stuff.
But yeah, when you're a kid, monster trucks are so.
How do they
cool.
even
cool.
transport the monster trucks?
Yeah,
from
I don't
America.
know.
Do they put them in, break them up, put them in people's hand luggage? They must do.
I assume. And then assemble them
the only
here.
way.
Assemble them here, yeah.
Or maybe they're transformers
Oh.
Oh, they transform into a plane.
and they fly over.
Oh.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
That's the only logical explanation.
Mhm, yeah.
So anyway, he's flying back to Butte from a performance tour,
Our hometown.
and he looked out the window of his aeroplane, and saw the Snake River Canyon in Idaho. And he was like, maybe that could be fun to jump.
Okay.
So he finds a location just east of Twin Falls, Idaho, that was wide enough, deep enough, and on private property, and he leased 300 acres, or 1.2 square kilometres, for $35,000 to stage his jump. And he set the date for Labor Day 1972. but for a reason I am unsure of, the launch was delayed for over 2 years.
Probably because he got scared.
Yeah.
He got a bit frightened.
Yeah, scared.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure why, whether it was like a funding thing, whether it was, I don't know why, but that it was kind of put on the back burner. And in the meantime, he was kept planning for this Snake River Canyon jump. And then in the meantime, he got up to some other wild stunts and injuries just to sort of keep his name in the zeitgeist.
His manager's like, you got to get in some injuries because otherwise...
You haven't broken a bone in months. People are starting to get bored.
Yeah, it's nice that he never lost his childlike wonder. Like, he just looks at a thing and goes, that'd be nice to jump.
I jumped that.
That'd be nice. Oh, that'd be nice to jump.
I want to jump.
What if I was jumping that? Oh, a puddle.
Yeah.
I did it. I did it.
Should I jump in it or should I jump over it?
Yeah.
Exciting.
Oh, that leaf looks pretty crunchy. Looks pretty. I did it, everybody.
I was sick.
I'm Evel Knievel.
So this is just sort of stuff.
Lethal Knievel.
Oh my God, you
Wow,
are good.
you're on fire.
You are
Thanks,
so
man.
good.
Yeah. Lethal Knievel.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
On fire.
Hi guys, it's Hannah from Giggly Squad. With summer around the corner, I wanted to tell you guys how I'm staying comfy and stylish. Lululemon is my secret weapon. There are plenty of copycats out there, but nothing compares to the Lululemon fabrics and fit. I've literally had my pair of Lululemon leggings since college. And I'm out of college. I know I don't look it, but I am. The quality is next level. I especially love the Lululemon Align collection. It's made with this weightless, buttery soft Nulu fabric that feels like next to nothing. It's so soft. Whether you're in Align pants, shorts, a bra, tank, skirt, a dress, you get nonstop flexibility in every direction so you can stretch the summer limits. Align even wicks sweat. And as a sweaty girl, I love this. You know it's going to be my best friend when I play tennis this summer. Shop the Align collection online at lululemon.com or your nearest Lululemon store.
BetterHelp Online Therapy bought this 30-second ad to remind you right now, wherever you are, to unclench your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in and out. Feels better, right? That's 15 seconds of self-care. Imagine what you could do with more. Visit betterhelp.com/randompodcast for 10% off your first month of therapy. No pressure, just help. But for now, just relax.
So Snake River Canyon's on the back burner, and I will get to that shortly.
Love it. I'm excited for that.
But just a couple of other things to mention as well. And we're jumping around in time a little bit here. So going back a couple of years to 1968, 5 months after his near-fatal Caesar's Palace jump, he returned to jumping, attempting to jump 15 Ford Mustangs in Scottsdale, Arizona. He crashed again, breaking his right leg and foot in the process.
Oh my God. It's only been 5 months. It's a miracle that he can walk.
And you'd think that would deter him.
Yeah.
No. On August 3rd, 1968, so he lets himself heal for a couple of months, he returned again to jumping, making more money than ever before. He was earning approximately $25,000 per performance, and he was making successful jumps almost weekly. From August until October, when in Carson City, Nevada, he was trying to stick the landing. He lost control of the bike and crashed, breaking his hip again. At this point, his bones must just be so brittle, right?
Yeah.
Does that happen with bones? Like, if you just keep breaking the same one, is it just going to break easier?
Well, they
Come
get
back stronger than ever.
Stronger than
That's
ever.
right, yeah.
Stronger than ever. It's the stronger than ever theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Now I wish I'd broken more bones.
You know, like when there's like a wall of concrete, and if you
Yeah.
keep whacking it, it just gets stronger and stronger.
So
yeah,
true, isn't it?
I've found that to be true.
Your brain will do that.
You often see, construction workers just whacking
Yeah.
a bit of concrete on the
Yeah.
building they're putting
And they
together.
said, "Hey, what are you doing there, fella?" And I said, "I'm just making this stronger, just reinforcing it
Yeah.
That's right.
by hitting it with this baseball
And
bat."
those are
Yeah.
the buildings that never go down in earthquakes.
Never.
And I'm drinking a little strawberry milk.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. That's what we do here at a construction site. We drink a little strawberry milk.
That's true.
It's actually a big. I'm drinking a 2-litre Big M. That's right.
It's too much milk.
It's gotten a bit warm. It's kind of fucked.
But it was on
but
special for $3. So.
I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
On February in 1971, he set a new world record by jumping 19 cars with his Harley-Davidson XR750 at the Ontario Motor Speedway in Ontario, California.
That's what was he always on Harley? Because they're very heavy, aren't they? They're the kind of bike that you can't even lift up off if it falls over yourself because
Or
they're so
maybe a
heavy.
mortal man.
Yeah,
but
he
Evel
is.
Knievel can do it.
He's quite famous for the Harleys.
That's so awesome.
I don't think it wasn't always them, but he
because
became quite
like
famous.
you referenced the crusty demons
Oh, hell
before,
yeah.
who are like
Yeah.
like a motocross stunt guys, but they like are on
Little pee-wee dirt bike situation.
Yeah.
with like great suspension and stuff. But he's just on a Harley,
Right? So it's like,
That's awesome.
of course you're not making it.
Yeah.
That thing
You
weighs
have it out, and I think I can probably make this jump with the heaviest bike that is possible to
Yeah.
purchase,
weighs
actually.
hundreds of kilos.
Yeah.
I want to nah, it does. It's not a Harley like you're thinking.
Like I'm imagining, like Arnie in Terminator 2.
Nah, it's
more a dirt bike vibe.
Oh,
yeah.
it is
okay.
more of a jet bike. It's just made by Harley Davidson. They do make other motorbikes. Unfortunately.
Okay, sorry everyone. I'm not a very big motorbike guy. I don't know if you can tell.
We can tell.
Yeah,
that.
we can.
So that was a world record. It was a record he held for 27 years.
Nice.
In November of 73, he successfully jumped over 50 stacked cars. They were crushed and stacked.
They were really they were crushed to be paper thin.
That's right.
And they were crushed and stacked 18 cars wide, side by side, apparently.
Wow.
It's a weird number. And that was at the LA Memorial Coliseum. For 35 years, Knievel held the
The most
record.
disrespectful stunt show you've ever seen. It's at the LA Memorial. Who died here? War heroes? I don't know. But they're buried here. We're going to jump over them. This is gross and disrespectful, you'll say. And then the dynamite lady. She's going to sit on some landmines.
Next week, Rammstein.
Oh, man. They have a lot of crazy stuff happening at that place. So, yeah, he held for 35 years the record for jumping the most stacked cars on a Harley Davidson.
That's cool.
XR750. I love when the world records are very specific.
Very specific.
XR750, a model they stopped
You've
making.
done
for
a
35
report. Yeah, you've done a report on the Guinness Book of
Yes.
World Records, and they will take anybody's money for a very specific world record.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a beautiful system, a perfect system.
Yeah.
During his career, Knievel may have suffered more than 433 bone fractures, which is why this came up on our bones episode.
That's right. If you want to watch the quiz show, bones was the topic, and it was a multiple choice.
Yeah.
How many bones? Because he holds the world record for most broken bones. How many was it? And I think from memory, everyone went under because it could be over 400. That's
Yeah.
why.
That'd be
It
crazy.
couldn't be more than the actual number of bones in the
Yeah,
human
yeah,
body
exactly.
by
I
a
think-
wide margin.
Yeah.
That was part of the logic.
Who were at? We had Michael Hing and
And ATB
Oh,
also
yes.
was on. It was a great episode.
great app, really fun. However, this number could be exaggerated. His son Robbie told a reporter in June 2014 that his father had broken 40 or 50 bones. Knievel himself claimed he broke 35. But I'm like, I think the 433 is like, yeah, you've broken your hip, but you've broken your hip like 10 times.
Yeah, right.
That's 10
Of
breaks.
the bones in the body, I've broken 50 of them, but
Yes.
I've broken them all dozens
Multiple
of times.
times.
And
Yeah.
when my pelvis was fully crushed,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was broken in 18 places.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
counts as 18
Yeah.
bones.
Yeah,
That's-
I think, you know what I mean?
But that's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
funny. He's like, finger, I've already done that one.
That's right.
Like, yeah, but you've done it again.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
You can't use your left arm again because it's broken in 8
Yeah.
places.
He's trying to tick them off one by one.
He's
Yeah, you
okay.
mentioned Robbie Knievel. Is he also a stunt
Yes.
motorcyclist or becomes one at some point?
That's,
yeah, right.
that's
Okay.
correct.
Have you heard the name?
I've heard the name
Robbie
Robbie
Knievel.
Knievel.
Yeah, cool.
Well, he's like Robert III, I guess, because I've just remembered that Evel Knievel's name is Robert.
That's right.
And he was
Yeah.
junior.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
This guy's name, Civil Knievel. He follows all the rules.
Wow, that'd be
Oh, they
good.
couldn't get the permits. Guess we're not. He shows up at the stunt show. Folks, great to be here. We couldn't get the permits, so good night, everyone.
Please get home safely.
Civil.
Done it again.
Okay, so we get now to the Snake River Canyon jump.
Oh, yeah.
ABC's Wide World of Sport was unwilling to pay the price Knievel wanted for the Snake River Canyon jump, so he hired boxing promoter Bob Arum's company, Top Rank Productions, to put the event on closed circuit television and broadcast it to movie theaters.
I think Bob Arum is still promoting boxing events now. So many years later. It's quite an old guy.
wow.
Yeah. Arum partnered with Invest West Sports, which was a company run by Shelley Saltman. That's a name you want to keep in the back of your head. Okay. Saltman was long recognised as one of America's premier public relations and promotions men, and he was hired to do publicity so that Knievel could concentrate on his jumps. Knievel also hired aeronautical engineer Dog.
Dog Dog.
Dog. Well, I'd trust that guy.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's like flown in the Air Force at least.
Doug Malowicki
Doug
Good name.
Malowicki.
Mm-hmm.
to build him a rocket-powered cycle to jump across the Snake River and called it the Skycycle X1.
Nice.
The
It could be
Sky-
Sky Cycle, but I reckon instead of bicycle, they've gone for Skycycle.
Skycycle. Yeah. Yeah.
Skycycle.
Skycycle.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Malowicki's creation was powered by a steam engine built by former Aerojet engineer Robert Trax.
Steam engine sounds heavy.
Yeah, made of brass and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Don't know about that.
They built 2 Skycycle X2s, one to test and one for the actual jump. Both the X1 and the X2 test vehicles went into the river. So there's 3 Skycycles they've made. The 2 test ones have both ended up in the river.
Great, but the third one, we haven't tried it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But
the one he'll actually jump.
Surely.
Third time is the charm.
Exactly.
It's the charm, isn't it?
We got the errors out of the way.
Yeah.
The hiccups are done. Now you get on this untested bike. Good
yeah.
luck.
To be
Off you
clear,
go.
we haven't changed anything
No.
of the third one, but
Yeah. So we could shovel in more coal to this steam engine.
more coal.
But
we
really-
can get the guy in the back who's shoveling coal to shovel in more coal.
I just put like an elastic band on the accelerator and just lined it up and set it off. So I
Yeah.
reckon once you're on it, it should be fine. Add more weight.
You just drive
That'll be
faster.
good. For the record, the state of Idaho registered the X2 as an aeroplane instead of a motorcycle.
Oh.
It looks like a rocket with wheels.
Nice.
Finally, on the afternoon of September 8, 1974, the launch took place at the south rim of the Snake River Canyon. The steam that powered the engine was superheated to a temperature of 500 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 260 degrees Celsius.
It's pretty hot.
That's
pretty-
hot.
I think that's pretty hot.
And how big are you imagining, Meso? 'Cause this canyon, is it? You're thinking it's more than 15 cars across?
I think it's more than 15 cars across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to say, okay, here's the that's the Skycycle.
Yeah, that's just a rocket,
It's
isn't
a
it?
rocket.
That is
Yeah.
a rocket.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
it's registered as an airplane,
All right.
but it's a motorcycle.
Yeah.
It's a Skycycle.
What is his plan for landing, I wonder?
What a fantastic question.
Yes, is there a ramp on each side? Is that the kind
Yeah,
of plan?
But even so, like,
How do you land a rocket?
how do you steer a rocket to landing? You know what I mean? Has he thought it through, or is he just vibing it, I guess?
Yeah, is there a parachute? Or are you going to try and land it just like a motorbike?
This has been like in planning and production for 2 years, so I would assume there's more planning than normal.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Hey, Evel, should I put in some like fins and stuff that you can control without? Nah, don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry about it.
Don't worry
It'll
about
weigh
it.
me down.
I got this.
Should be right.
Yeah.
How hard could it be?
I'll do it on the day. I'll figure it out on the
It'll
day.
be right.
I'll figure it out in the air.
I mean, it's only gone wrong dozens of times for me before.
Yeah.
What's another broken bone?
Yeah. I mean, the other two went in the river. What's the worst that could happen? I fall in the river and I start a kingdom under the sea. I become the prince of the ocean. I'm
And
Evel
that's,
Knievel.
that's the worst.
That's the worst case scenario, yeah.
And I'm actually a fantastic leader.
Yeah.
So-
I was born for this.
Worst case scenario is pretty good. So finally, after all his prep and 2 years later than his proposed date, the jump took place on September 8, 1974. And he takes off, and the parachute prematurely deployed as the Skycycle left the launching rail, and that created significant drag.
Okay.
Even
And he's
though-
on it. He's on it at the time. He's on it.
He's in it. In it, on it, hard to say. Even though the Skycycle made it across the canyon to the North Rim,
Amazing. You got there.
he got there, but then the prevailing northwest winds caused it to drift back into the canyon.
Oh, God.
By the time it hit the bottom of the canyon, it landed only a few feet from the water on the same side of the canyon which it had launched from.
Oh, no.
So he's gone like, woo! And then
So it
just sort of
didn't,
floated
so it didn't
back down.
physically land on the other side of the canyon, it sounds
No.
like. So that doesn't
It
count.
didn't make it.
I mean, it counts in the sense that it covered the distance, but then it went back.
Yeah.
How far is it?
I'm actually not 100% sure. Did I say it at any point earlier? No. I can't remember.
It's just, it's so funny.
I would say it's reasonably far.
Yeah.
You know, they've had to build a rocket for it. Let's see if we can find out. Snake River Canyon jump. How far?
How far Snake River Canyon jump?
How far?
How far?
Evel Knievel's failed Snake River jump in 1974 involved a 16,000 foot wide canyon.
Well, that's more than 15 cars.
That can't be right.
That can't be right.
It's 5 kilometers across.
This is one of those AI overviews. And you're like,
Yeah, right. So
sometimes they're not
That's
quite
so
right.
funny. No wonder he didn't make it.
I saw someone Google the other day, how heavy is Bob Dylan? Like, what does Bob Dylan weigh? And it said Bob Dylan could weigh up to 6 or 7 pounds.
Yeah,
And that's true.
that is true.
That is true.
He could weigh
Yeah.
up to that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm not sure if this is from Remind Magazine
Okay.
saying this wasn't just any jump. It was a 1,600-foot wide canyon with a Snake River.
Okay.
Far below.
That seems more realistic. And that's a Remind
Wait,
magazine.
what did I say?
You did say 16,000
Oh,
feet.
I read 1,600.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay.
You said 16,000 feet.
Sorry.
Which is, like 5K.
1,600.
Even that is insane.
Yeah. That's
Like
why
500
That's why
okay.
it requires a rocket.
How many cars is that? We need a
All right.
And that's good journalism from Remind magazine.
Yeah,
the
thank
magazine
you.
that says, hey, you got your keys on you?
Hey, you forgetting your glasses?
Yeah, that's right. You're going to need those later.
No?
Yeah. Hey, phone bill.
Hey,
bill's
remember,
due.
you're on your way to visit your mum. You still got some of her Tupperware. Take that back.
Put it in the car, yeah.
Wow. That is so wild. So we've got to check in how he's going at the bottom of the canyon.
So he's not in the water, luckily, because he said if he landed in the water, he would have drowned due to a harness malfunction that kept him strapped in the vehicle.
Harness malfunction.
So
He's-
next time, the solution, no harness.
Exactly.
No
It
harness.
got in the way.
In the way.
He's attached the whole time, just kind of blobbing down the. He survived the failed jump with only minor physical injuries this time.
Oh, that's great.
Which to him must be just a fantastic day at work.
Yeah.
So after the Snake River jump, Knievel returned to motorcycle jumping with ABC's Wild World of Sport, and they televised several of his jumps. In May 1975, in front of 90,000 people at Wembley Stadium in London, Knievel crashed while trying to land a jump over 13 redundant single-deck Merlin buses. So
I thought you were going to say redundant single men.
just redundant.
They've all been recently fired.
And you know the British.
Oh, you're going to jump over us, are you? Oh.
Very reserved. So he did not make that jump. He broke his pelvis once again. He addressed the audience and announced his retirement by stating, "Ladies and gentlemen of this wonderful country, I've got to tell you that you're the last people in the world who will ever see me jump, because I will never, ever jump again. I'm through." Probably in shock and ignoring Frank Gifford's from, Wide World of Sport, a plea to use a stretcher, Knievel walked off the Wembley pitch stating, "I came in walking, I went out walking." Broken pelvis. Don't walk on that.
He was and then the promoter, please use the stretcher.
Just get on the fucking stretcher. And he's like, I'm walking out.
That's right.
Robert, get on the stretcher.
After recuperating,
Robert, you
Knievel...
get on the stretcher. You get on it.
Robert, please.
Please, Robert.
Please, Robert, I have children.
Your poor pelvis. What happened to your pelvis?
You now sound like the bat from Anastasia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Voiced by Hank Azaria. What can't he do?
Great range.
So he's retiring. He's done.
Yeah.
He's done. Knievel, he's done. Okay? It's over.
It's over.
Sounds like it's done.
I'm sorry.
After
Sorry to hear it.
recuperating, Knievel decided he'd spoken too soon.
Oh, yeah.
He would continue
My
jumping.
pelvis feels better than ever.
It's mostly metal now. Can't break that.
He's got to be in pain at all times, right?
Right? Imagine the pain meds, the anti-inflammatories.
Oh, wow.
Bloody hell, I'd say pop a couple of Voltaren before we started this.
They haven't invented Dexies yet, so I'm back on it.
Woo!
Woo, here we go.
So in October of 1975, Knievel jumped 14 Greyhound buses at Kings Island near Cincinnati.
Nice.
He's insane.
Yeah.
Although Knievel landed on the safety deck above the 14th bus, his landing was successful and he held the record for jumping the most buses on a Harley-Davidson for 24 years. The event scored the highest viewer rating in the history of ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Really? People are still tuning in. It's amazing.
And would serve as Knievel's longest successful jump at 133 feet, or 41 metres.
Wow. That's a long way.
It's huge.
But the River Canyon was so much bigger.
Yeah. That was broken by Bubba Blackwell in late 1999 with 15 buses at 157 feet, or 48 metres. So he's beaten him by 7 metres. Still, he held that record for a very long time. After the jump, he announced his retirement again, only to once again renege on this quickly.
His family are like, please.
Stop.
Come on.
He did, however, limit the remainder of his career jumps to shorter and more attainable lengths, which I think is a good idea.
I think so too.
Wind down in your older age.
I'm going to jump half a car now.
You know, they kind of say after 60 you probably shouldn't be up a ladder. You know,
It's true,
this
yeah.
guy's fucking, he's jumping.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't go near a ladder. That's dangerous.
Oh, no, they're very
crazy,
dangerous.
yeah.
So many injuries from them. You get a bit of vertigo and it's all downhill from there. On January 31st, 77, he was scheduled for a major jump in Chicago. The jump was inspired by the 1975 film Jaws. Knievel was scheduled to jump a tank full of live sharks,
Hell yeah.
which would be televised live nationally.
I'd watch that one.
Mm-hmm.
But during rehearsal, Knievel lost control of the motorcycle and crashed into a cameraman. Although Knievel broke his arms, he was more distraught over what he claimed was a permanent eye injury to cameraman Thomas Guerin, who ended up with no permanent injury. But Knievel was very upset that he'd injured somebody else.
No, you've got a permanent injury. I'm fine.
It's okay.
I'm fine,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah,
It's all good.
Yeah, you just knocked my glasses off, actually.
Knievel's
No, you've got a
broken
permanent
both arms and he's like, Thomas! Thomas, I'm sorry I killed you.
Thomas, come back to me, Thomas.
Don't go to the light, Thomas. So the shark jump did not
Oh,
go
I could
ahead.
jump the light.
Oh, my God.
I
He
could
could
jump the light at the end of my life. Here we go.
Oh my God. The shark jump did not go ahead. But Wikipedia has this very fun fact. Later that year on the sitcom Happy Days, motorcycle riding character Fonzie performed a similar trick, albeit on water skis, inspiring the creation of the phrase jump the shark.
That's right, yeah.
I did not know jump the shark came from Happy Days.
It did, yeah, that's true, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, to indicate that the piece of media has run out of tricks and it's really
But I think Happy Days, didn't it go on for years
Yeah, it
after
did,
that? Yeah.
yeah.
Crazy. I thought that was pretty fun.
That is good.
You knew it. You didn't know it.
I did know it.
You did know it.
Yeah. So
So
just
new
said-
podcast, you knew
Is
it.
that just
Jump the
common
shark,
knowledge?
Yeah. And he's wearing the leather jacket whilst on
Yeah.
skis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I dumb?
The more you know.
No, I just don't actually take an interest in anything.
That's
You know what I mean? Like I would never.
that's a good way to live.
You sort of ask yourself a question and then you Google it to find out the answer and then you retain that information.
Yes.
I go, I wonder why that exists.
Anyway.
And I go about my dumb little life.
Yeah. Someone on the internet will tell me if it's important.
And I'll forget
Yeah,
immediately.
they forget it, yeah. I'll stop bothering me.
I'll say,
God.
whatever. Who cares? Well, okay, I thought that was
But
fun.
I didn't know that it was inspired by the Evel Knievel
Okay,
thing.
so I've absolutely
Yeah.
blown your mind.
Yeah. And I didn't know that he blinded a cameraman, and I didn't know that he didn't not blind a cameraman.
That's right. There's a lot going on. Okay, so throughout his Daredevil career, Knievel was known for his leather jumpsuits that Meso talked about before.
Yes.
They were compared to the jumpsuits worn by Elvis. Early in his career, he was in like yellow and black jumpsuits, and then he switched to his famed white jumpsuit after drawing inspiration from Liberace.
Okay, sure, all right.
Surprising inspo.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It does feel like I'm gonna Google him because I reckon you're right that there's probably an American flag on there, right?
Is it like stars?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
stars
yeah.
on the
stars,
front?
It's blue and
yeah.
white stars in like a V across the front of him. Yes,
yeah.
absolutely right. So he's known for these jumpsuits. In terms of his motorcycles, which Dave asked before, was he always on Harley Davidsons? No. Between 67 and 68, he jumped using the Triumph Bonneville T120. And that includes the Caesar's Palace jump. After a brief period using the Italian Laverda American Eagle motorbike, in 1970 he switched to the Harley Davidson.
Gotcha.
And that's what he's best known for. He was also a major proponent of motorbike helmet safety.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
He was really into, and he encouraged his fans to wear helmets. I
Oh, and did he jump with helmets then?
think so, yeah. We must have.
Yeah, everyone else wear a helmet.
Not
I'm
me.
Cool. I'm cool. I've got great hair.
He was also these are kind of his like core values that came out in a lot of his shows and his performance. He was also very anti-drugs,
Okay.
something that he regularly preached to children and adults at his shows. Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, I've just had a shot of wild turkey.
He regularly spoke out against the Hells Angels due to their alleged involvement in the drug trade, and a near riot erupted during one of his shows at the Cow Palace, amazing, on March 3rd, 1971, when a Hells Angels member threw a metal object at Knievel.
It was a motorbike helmet.
It was a motorbike helmet.
No.
My hair.
My beautiful hair. Knievel and a majority of the spectators fought back, injuring 3 of the 15 Hells Angels members in attendance to the point that they required hospitalisation.
Wow.
So Knievel and his fans just beat the shit out of these Hells Angels. Wow. Pretty full on. Another thing he was known for was toys. Between 72 and 77, Ideal Toy Company released a series of Evel Knievel-related merchandise. During the 6 years the toys were manufactured, Ideal's claimed to have sold more than $125 million worth of Knievel toys.
Skycicles and so forth, I bet.
Huge, yes. I've got a list of a couple of things. In 73, they released the Evel Knievel Stunt Cycle, this wind-up toy. It was like a toy Evel on a motorbike, and it could do wheelies, backstands, and mini jumps when you released it. You'd wind it up and let it go.
That sounds really awesome.
It was hugely popular, and it even boosted sales of other Knievel toys. During the next 4 years, Ideal
It's like
Toys...
dumb parents buying the wrong one.
Yeah, idiots.
I wanted the wind-up.
Yeah, but here's a little mannequin you can't do anything with. They released various models relating to Knievel's touring stunt shows, so that they had Robbie Knievel doll, because his son at one point joins him, and when his sons grew up, they would also be in the show.
Robbie Knievel action figure. Not as good. Not as good as his dad.
But less broken.
It's just a little baby.
Oh, yeah, the Evel Knievel one's just floppy.
Yeah.
Like all the bits
It's a rag doll. There was the scramble van, the Canyon Skycycle, a dragster, a stunt car, and more.
I want to get the scramble van.
Of course.
Evel Knievel
Scramble van.
Let's see what that looks like.
From the 70s onwards, Knievel had been...
When your Evel Knievel gets scrambled, put him in the scramble van.
That'll fix him right up. He's also been the subject of several films. In a 1971 biopic called Evel Knievel, fictionalized Knievel's life and exploits. He was portrayed by George Hamilton, and he calls himself the last gladiator in the New Rome.
Wow.
Knievel then went on to play himself in the 1977 American action film Viva Knievel, co-starring Gene Kelly, and ensemble supporting cast that included Leslie Nielsen.
Wow.
Chico's like, I bet you can't dance like this with your hips.
That's right.
Sticking with his core ideals, in the film, Knievel plays a fictionalized version of himself who foils a drug lord's attempt to smuggle narcotics into the United States.
What a combination of different eras of film.
Yeah, it's a lot
Leslie
going on.
Nielsen and Gene Kelly and
Evel Knievel.
Wow. Also, isn't there in one of the Toy Story movies, maybe it's 4, Keanu Reeves is like a little stunt daredevil man?
Holy shit!
What's that guy's name? I'll look it up later.
I haven't seen number 4. That sounds cool.
You haven't seen number 4.
No, I'm probably not number 3 either.
What's wrong with you? Do you enjoy love?
But I have looked up. Pardon me. I have looked up the
Stuntman.
Evel Knievel Scramble
Duke
Van.
Kaboom.
Duke Kaboom,
That's
there we
so
go.
great. The Evel Knievel Scramble Van Stunt Cycle Truck from 1973. It's on eBay now for $800 or best offer.
Oh.
It looks sick.
That looks awesome. It looks like it's just an RV, like where he would get changed and have.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so is that an original one, or is it a
No, this is an orig.
a reissue? Okay, it's an orig. Okay,
Yeah, that comes with the box too.
nice.
So permission to put it on the company card.
Permission denied.
Oh, that could go really well in our office.
Yeah, but we imagine Matt's not here. We could spend $800 on lunch and just really.
Oh, yeah.
We could go bougie
Yeah, should we
today.
just go to the 3 Michelin star restaurant?
I think so. Yeah.
In honor of the stars on Evel's outfit.
So true, isn't it?
that makes sense.
It'd be a disservice to him to not do that, I think. Yeah.
So he.
Some mountain lion, please. Rare if you don't mind.
They're like, where do we get one? A mountain.
So everything's been going really well, right?
Yeah.
And that stays.
Both on this podcast and in Evel Knievel's
Oh
life.
yeah, this going super well.
Tremendous.
We usually do a little check-in.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, around an hour and a half in, we go.
Everyone happy? Feeling
Everyone
good?
having
Yeah,
fun.
It's good. It's good.
I'm loving life.
Loving it.
And as we all know, commercial success is forever,
So
Yes,
true,
that's
isn't it?
right.
and it never ever comes crashing down.
That is so true.
Especially when you go insane. So, in January of 1977, a book called Evel Knievel on Tour was released by Knievel's promoter for the Snake River Canyon Jump, Shelley Saltman. He'd written a book. The book painted Knievel as an alcoholic, a pill addict, an anti-Semite, and an immoral person through tape-recorded interviews done of Knievel and others. Knievel, with both arms still in casts from his failed shark jump, flew to California to confront Saltman, who by then was a vice president at 20th Century Fox. Outside the studio commissary, one of Knievel's friends grabbed Saltman and held him while Knievel attacked him with a baseball bat, declaring, "I'm gonna kill you."
With
Wow.
two broken arms.
With 2 broken arms.
Yeah, all right.
He flew there beat the shit out of him. According to a witness to the attack, Knievel struck repeated blows at Saltman's head, with Saltman blocking the blows with his left arm. Saltman's arm and wrist were shattered in several places before he fell to the ground unconscious. Numerous surgeries were done to the shattered arm that resulted in Saltman having a steel plate and screws. This is a really rough sentence. When the news of Knievel's assault on Saltman is really hard to say, was broadcast on national television, Saltman's elderly mother had a heart attack.
No.
She died 3 months later.
No.
Because she tried to jump a canyon in a rocket cycle.
Yeah, it was unrelated.
That's right. Oh, you've given me an idea here.
Yeah. It does look like fun.
Yeah.
Saltman, his book was withdrawn by the publisher after Knievel threatened to sue, but he later produced documents in both criminal and civil court that proved that although Knievel claimed to have been insulted by statements in Saltman's book, he and his lawyers had been given editorial access to the book and had approved and signed off on every word before its publication.
Oh, this is good stuff.
Yeah, this is great.
So
Yeah.
I think
I can't read, by the way.
he didn't read it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Sandy Saltman,
Yeah,
great
it's
guy,
fine.
great
Don't worry
guy.
about
it. Yeah.
Awesome.
So in November, Knievel pleaded guilty to battery and was sentenced to 3 years probation and 6 months in county jail. He expressed no remorse for the attack,
Okay.
calling it frontier justice. And later, a $12.75 million civil suit awarded to Saltman was never paid. Never paid him the money.
Okay.
After the Saltman assault and subsequent jail time, Knievel lost his marketing endorsements and deals, including Harley-Davidson and Ideal Toys. His feature movie Viva Knievel also received a limited international release, as the wholesome image of Knievel the movie promoted and the plot point concerning Knievel's promoter being corrupt seemed ill-judged in the light of the events.
Wow, he lost it all, and all it took was publicly beating up a man with a baseball bat.
With no,
The writer's like, I can't believe we wrote that in. Whoops.
yeah, just like we accidentally called that. With no income from jumping or sponsorship, Knievel eventually declared bankruptcy.
All right, none of us have any income from jumping, all right, mate? That's,
Yeah. I'm not bankrupt.
Yeah. God.
But I'm sure that like someone like this has put plenty aside as
Yeah, it should be
saved.
fine.
Yeah, sure, absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's really thought about his future.
It'll be absolutely fine.
Wasn't worried about dying every single weekend anyway.
Well, during the 80s, Knievel drove around the country in a recreational vehicle selling works of art.
Scramble van.
Scramble van.
He kept the scramble van,
Selling works of art?
allegedly painted by him. We're not sure. After several years of
The
obscurity,
scrambling from work.
it kind of-
Scrambling for work van.
this whole thing like undid him in a lot of ways.
Really? I'd never heard any. I didn't know any of this.
Yeah. So he kind of went into obscurity for a few years. He had a bit of a comeback in the 90s with like representational like deals with Maxim Casino, Little Caesars, Harley-Davidson, other brands. In 99, 25 years after his famed Snake Canyon jump, Knievel was inducted into the Motorcycle Hall of Fame. So that's kind of nice.
Who else is in that? Just motorcycles?
Motorcycles, Arnie.
Arnie would be in there. Ghost Rider would
Ghost
probably
Rider's
be in there.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
a good one.
Yes,
Mick-
yes, yes,
Mick
yes,
Doohan.
yes. No, not in there.
Really? Gosh, justice
Probably
for Nick.
Pee Wee Herman because he had that magical bicycle.
Yeah, Pee Wee Herman is in there.
Yeah, and his name is Pee Wee.
So that's
Pee Wee 50 is pretty
It's
good.
pretty good, yeah.
that's in there
Yeah.
for a reason.
Mm.
So a couple of other things, because obviously we've talked about his whole career, but what about family life? And Meso picked up very quickly. I said first wife.
Yeah.
He was married twice.
Okay.
Oh,
He and his wife Linda were married for 38 years.
Not bad.
During their marriage, the couple had 4 children.
this is
Not
Linda
bad.
Bork.
Linda Bork.
The Borkster.
So they had 2 boys, Kelly and Robbie, and 2 girls, Tracy and Alicia. Throughout Kelly's and Robbie's adolescence, they performed at Knievel stunt shows. Into adulthood, Robbie continued to perform as a professional motorcycle daredevil, so he followed in his dad's footsteps. Linda and Evel separated in the 1990s and were divorced in 97. In 99, at 61 years old, Knievel married his girlfriend, Crystal Kennedy. The wedding was held on a special platform built on the fountains at Caesar's Palace on the Las
Stunt
Vegas
wedding.
Strip.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jump the bride. Jump the bride.
Right.
They divorced in 2001, but eventually worked out their differences and they lived together until Knievel's death. Because, yes, sadly, all good things must come to an end.
One day he just exploded.
His bones just couldn't take it anymore.
Surely.
He just melted into the ground.
He just puddled. Well, in Feb of 99, he'd been suffering the long-term effects of hepatitis C, which he'd contracted from one of the numerous blood transfusions he'd received before 1992. So obviously he's had so many horrific injuries and he's needed blood transfusions for them.
Probably at the end of every show, he's just like, anybody got any blood?
Yeah. I don't even care about blood type. Let's
just bring it in.
I just need
It'll be
that.
fine. It'll even itself out. Don't worry about it.
Need a couple of bags.
So he'd had hep C for a long time and he wasn't doing very well and he required a liver transplant. He was given only a few days to live and he requested to leave the hospital and die at home. And on the way home, he got a phone call from the hospital stating a young man had died in a motorbike accident and could be a donor.
A motorbike accident.
I know.
Whoa.
So he got a new liver. That was 99. Then we jumped to 2005. So that gave him several more good years. He was diagnosed with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, an incurable and terminal lung disease that required him to be on supplemental oxygen 24 hours a day. In 2006, he had an internal morphine pain pump surgically implanted to help him with the excruciating pain in his deteriorating lower back from all the years of trauma he'd put through it. Wow. So he's in so much chronic pain, he's got an internal morphine pump.
Wow.
That's
Must be nice.
Wild.
A bit more morphine than man.
Yeah. Only months before his death, he appeared on televangelist Robert H. Schuller's program and converted to Christianity after a televised baptism. Huh. Isn't that wild?
Jump the baptismal font.
Knievel sadly passed away on the way to hospital in Clearwater, Florida on November 30, 2007, aged 69.
Nice.
That's a nice way to go.
That's a nice way to go.
After reporting he had trouble breathing, so he passed away. In one of his last interviews, Knievel told Maxim magazine, "You can't ask a guy like me why I performed. I really wanted to fly through the air. I was a daredevil, a performer. I loved the thrill, the money, the whole macho thing. All those things made me Evel Knievel. Sure, I was scared. You got to be an ass not to be scared. But I beat the hell out of death. You're in the air for 4 seconds, you're part of the machine, and then you make a mistake midair. You say to yourself, oh boy, I'm going to crash. And there's nothing you can do.
You do be like saying that.
There's nothing you can do to stop it. Not at all. So as for his legacy, while many of Knievel's jumps have been recreated and records have been broken, those stuntmen often point to him as inspiration. On September 16, 2016, professional stuntman Eddie Braun successfully jumped the Snake River Canyon in a replica of Knievel's Snake River rocket.
No way.
He cited Knievel as an inspiration and wanted to show that Knievel's jump would have been successful had the parachute not been deployed too early.
Nice.
Which is very nice. And he stated that he was finishing out the dream of his hero, Knievel.
Oh, that's so cool.
Very lovely. But most fitting was the career of Knievel's youngest son, Robbie Knievel, who in 1989 safely cleared the Caesar's Palace fountains. Following the jump, Knievel stated, "That was for you, Dad," which is very nice. And finally in 99, Robbie did as his father had always dreamed and jumped a personal record of 69 metres over the Grand Canyon.
They let him do it?
He did it. And he broke both his legs.
Yes.
Just like Papa would have done.
That's right.
But he landed and then got out a bit of 2x4 and just started smashing into his own legs.
Said,
For you, Dad.
am I a Knievel or
Yeah, I
not?
can't believe I made it. So he did the Grand Canyon. I didn't know anyone had ever done that.
Yeah.
I kind of assumed that he was doing rocket jumps all the time.
Knievel?
Yeah.
Evel Knievel, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But really only the once.
Yeah, usually
And it did not go well.
No.
just a Harley Davidson. And yeah. Oh, his son just Googled Robbie Knievel and he passed away a couple of years ago at age 60.
Oh.
There you go. But there you go. That is the pretty wild story of Evel Knievel, a name I absolutely knew had been referenced a bunch, but if you asked me about him, I'd say, oh yeah, he was like a stunt guy.
They always referred to you as the Evel Knievel of podcasting.
They
Jess.
do,
Yeah,
yes.
that's right. And you were like, whatever.
And now I get it.
Yeah, you get it now, right? Yeah.
Because every day I take risks,
That's right.
and that's really exciting.
That, what a great story. Thank you so much for
Oh,
Good work, Jess.
telling us all about that. I've just looked up Robbie Knievel's Grand Canyon jump, and we got to post this photo because I'm assuming this is real because it's on the National Geographic website. Look at what he's doing. He's midair between the two sides of the Grand Canyon.
Wow. His legs totally intact
If
at that
you were
point.
going to tell me that guy makes it, I'd be like, no way.
Yeah,
that's an absolute no from me.
Yeah, would you do any of these jumps, Jess? Any of them?
Jess, would you do any jumps?
We used to, when I was a kid and we had rollerblades. We used to make little jumps, as in we'd put a piece of wood like on the curb,
Oh, yeah, nice.
jump that, and
Yeah,
I
hell
felt pretty badass.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Pretty badass.
Mhm.
But no, I would not be doing any of this. That's fucking insane.
Okay.
All right.
It's honestly impressive I get in a car every day.
It's impressive that you can do it.
I'm not interested in thrills. Some people are real thrill seekers. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm good.
What, you do
My body doesn't respond well to adrenaline.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Because
I
we've set up.
piss.
Yeah.
Okay? I piss everywhere.
Oh, well, I'm sure he pissed every time doing that.
Surely.
That's why he wanted to go over a fountain.
We've set up a ramp outside, out the
Great.
front of Stupid Old Studios, and we're going to get you to ramp over.
The building?
No, we'll get you to the Auntie Donna boys. We'll get you to jump over.
Are they lying down?
No.
Nah, they're pretty tall.
Yeah,
They are
actually.
quite tall.
I could
aren't
probably
they?
jump Mark.
They're
but-
deceptively tall, but he's even quite tall. You know.
He's like my height.
Yeah.
I'm quite tall.
Yeah.
But yeah, Broden and Zach are too tall for me. I couldn't.
all right.
I couldn't do that.
Okay.
That'd be crazy. What am I jumping over them in?
Your regular car.
Any ramp, or am I
No.
just ramming them
No,
down?
you're just running them down. Yeah. Yeah.
Can we?
There's no ramp. I will now jump Auntie Donna. Oh, I really thought that'd work.
Well,
No, but I pulled back on the. I pulled back on the steering
Well, you
wheel.
know, it's a
Pulled up.
well, it's a few broken bones and a crushed pelvis or two, but that's the risk you take when you jump. You attempt to jump on it.
I'm fine.
Yeah, you're fine. It's
My
fine,
airbag went off and my nose hurts a little bit, but I'm fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm not a. You don't strike me as a thrill seeker either, Dave.
No, I would never. I've never even ridden a motorbike. I wouldn't go down the street on one.
I've been on a motorbike a lot.
That's
One time, okay, I'll tell you. Is this interesting? So my dad and my brother both had motorbikes when I was a teenager. And I remember one time I was on the back of Dad's motorbike. My brother's on his motorbike. We're driving along. And my brother was like feet up on the seat, like doing some little, you know, he's having a bit of fun.
Here we go.
Here we go.
And when I was on the back of the bike, Dad's bike had these little handles that sort of were right next to my hip, so you could hold on there. So you didn't have to be hugging the driver. So I'm sort of sitting there nice and comfy holding on. And we stop at a red light. My brother's just been doing that, standing on the seat.
Oh, yeah.
Takes his visor off his helmet and goes, "Oi, hang on to Dad. It's not safe." I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Wow.
I'm literally holding on to the motorbike and you're standing on it and I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I'm on his side. You were reckless that day.
It was more comfortable to hold on there. Dumb.
Oi, hold on.
Oi,
It's not safe.
don't let go of Dad.
You better believe that Evel was coming home at night and telling the kids like, whoa, don't stand on your bed.
Yeah.
You can fall off.
Excuse me. I saw you just brushing your teeth for 3 seconds. Get back in there. 2.5 minutes, thanks.
right.
I'm timing.
Like,
I'm timing. Top and bottom, back and front. Thank you.
Dad, I'm upstairs. You can't even get up here because you've broken all your...
And I'm going to need you to use the rocket-powered toothbrush.
Okay.
So,
Only the best for my little angels. But there you go. Thank you for listening to the story of Evel Knievel.
Great
time.
stuff. It makes me want to do some stunts, and I'm going to do some.
Okay.
it's great. You should.
I've watched you fall up the stairs in this building.
True, I did. And that was quite the stunt. But Nick Mason, thank you so much for joining us.
What
on
a
this
pleasure.
episode.
What an
It was
absolute
great to
pleasure.
have
What a
you in.
delight. I've learned many things that, as usual, I'm going to forget the instant I walk out the door.
Correct.
I'll remember Robbie Knievel for a few weeks, I think.
Yeah,
and
you
that-
see, that sort of
Yeah.
rings a
jogged
bell
the
for you.
memory,
I
yeah.
did not know about Robbie, but
Yeah. And Kelly Knievel's a pretty amazing name.
It's not bad. Not bad at all.
Pretty
I've
good.
thought of one.
Yes?
Evil Margaritaville.
oh, that's great.
Because not only is it pizza, it's a pizza.
Yeah.
And but it also sounds like the Jimmy Buffett
Exactly.
brand Margaritaville, but it's an evil Margaritaville, so he can't get into trouble legally.
Yeah. It's Margaritaville.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like, sorry, do you think is your establishment evil? Because
Yeah,
if
it's
it
not.
is, you can sue us, but
That's
if
right.
not, then
Yeah.
What's it
worry
got to
about
do
it.
with you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're the only place that can serve margaritas? Get the fuck over yourself, Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, ours are pizzas. And also we do crimes here. That's why it's evil.
Yeah.
It's run by the mob. That's why it's evil Margaritaville.
Okay?
Yeah.
I've thought this through.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to hear more of your dulcet tones,
Oh, yes.
every week.
You can go to the podcast The Weekly Planet, where we talk about movies and TV shows and comic books sometimes, very rarely video games, and it's a good, fun time. We can go to the YouTube channel, Mr. Sunday Movies. It's also a fun time. Caravan of Garbage. People are into it.
People love it.
They're into it. Yeah.
I love it. Love Caravan
Some people
Garbage.
are too into it.
Would you ever watch any of the Evel Knievel movies?
Yeah, maybe. Not for that. They do very poorly on YouTube.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I'd watch the one with Gene Kelly in it.
Viva Knievel, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That
Put that on the
sounds
list.
pretty
Is it
fun.
free on YouTube currently? Let's find out.
Oh, there's also a band called Viva Knievel.
Ah.
Oh, really? That's so funny because I've just been emailing their manager.
Viva Knievel is on the official Evel Knievel channel on YouTube. It's got 50,000 views.
and it's the full-length movie.
Yeah, 1 hour and 44 minutes.
There's an
Or you can buy it on YouTube Movies, but why would I?
Why would I do that?
Why would I?
He'd be
there's
a
an
fool.
actor in that whose name is Red Buttons.
That's all right.
I'm in.
Yeah, Let's do it for the movie club.
Yeah.
So Nick Mason, thank you so much for joining us.
Delightful. What a wonderful time.
And as we say goodbye to the fourth or fifth Beatle, Nick Mason.
I'd honestly say third. I think he usurps me.
Yeah. I was trying to get a kick out there, but I feel the same way. I'd rather have him on than me.
Oh yeah, big time. I'd listen to a podcast with Mesa on it, but not with me.
Yeah, so great.
So if you're still listening, why?
Thanks so much. Well, we
Thanks.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Obviously, but the main event's left.
Yeah.
Nick Mason's gone. But we thank you very much for coming on for about the 30th time.
Yeah. What a guy.
He's such a true sport. And then he's going to come on Book Cheat tomorrow as well.
Wow. Something to look forward to for
Looking
you book
forward
chooks
to
out
it.
there.
That's coming out. When will this one be out? I think that it'll already be out by the time you hear this.
Okay.
I'm covering The Day of the Triffids,
Ooh, don't know it.
the post-apocalyptic classic,
Ah.
which is bit of fun. And also, James from The Weekly Planet's also on that one too. So looking forward to it. Should be good. Check it out now.
What a great get for Book Cheat.
Yeah, honestly, I'm very excited. They were on the first ever episode as well. They helped me launch the thing.
Were they?
Back in 2018.
No way.
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
So long ago.
Dare I say, too long ago.
Too long, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wrap it up.
I know.
How many books could there be?
I mean, I got to 100 and I was like, this would be a good time. And now I'm at one, and I kept going because I was having fun with reading again. Now I'm at 115 being like, 150 is a while away.
Yeah. And it has to be a nice even number.
It does have to. I
You
know.
could maybe
Otherwise
stop at 120.
You'd be pissed.
Yeah. I know where you live too, so it's too dangerous to piss me off.
You tell me, if you're happy with 120, we'll see how we're going. But yeah, I'm still enjoying both the reading and the show at the moment. So thanks to everyone who has checked out Book Cheat. I love you.
I love you.
I love you. Now, we are here to say thank you to people that support the show on Patreon over at patreon.com/DougallOnPod. Wherever you sign up there, you can get a bunch of bonus rewards in exchange for your pledges, your support.
We're talking bonus episodes. We're talking early release, early tickets to live shows and streaming. We're talking ad-free stream.
That's right. Get rid of those ads. Get straight to the episodes.
Yeah, don't listen to those pesky ads and make us money.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And also get to vote for topics. Was this one voted for?
Yes, absolutely.
Was it a close run?
Yes, it was tied for a long time. And then I had to choose and had to start writing something.
Yes.
So I started writing, and then the other topic that it was tied got one extra vote. And I was like, fuck!
I know, I hate that.
This topic got one extra vote. So it was tied once again. So the one that just missed out, because there ended up just being one extra vote, finally tipped it over the edge, I am going to do, because I've got free choice coming up soon. And it's a topic I want to do. So it will be coming.
I'm hoping that the one that I put up for the vote for next week's episode, I can do again someday, because it was winning by a lot.
Yeah.
Because I put up 4 Australian topics.
Yep. Okay.
And
sizzle for next
the
week.
one that was winning is quite like, I guess you know more about it if you are an Australian. And I put it up during Aussie hours.
Okay.
And I thought, this is going to win for sure. So I listened to a 7-part podcast series about it. And then I woke up the next day to find that the other one had crept in and won by 4 or 5 votes.
But, you've already done a lot of the research.
Done a lot of the research. It's a great story, and I'm hoping to get to that one day. And the one that won is also, well, it's you're going to enjoy it, I think.
Okay. Bit of sizzle there.
Bit of sizzle
How
for
exciting.
502.
But yeah, one thing that or a couple of things we like to do is we spend a bit of time thanking the people who do support us over at patreon.com/DougallOnPod. The first thing we like to do is a section called Fact, Quote, or Question, where people get to submit a fact, a quote, a question, a suggestion, a brag, a recipe, a joke, anything.
Yeah.
It can be anything, and people have really taken that for a walk, and it's delightful.
We love that. It expands every week.
And this section has a jingle that goes a little something like this. Fact, quote, or question. He always remembers the ding. I always remember the sing. And look, Matt usually reads these out and he does a fantastic job. He never butchers them at all. Surprisingly, actually, people will like to try and catch Matt by putting in like a tongue twister and he just breezes through it. But sometimes he can't say his own name.
It's true.
It's actually incredible. But the first fact, quote, or question, and you also get to give yourself a title. Fact, first quote or question for this week comes from Drew Forsberg. And Drew has given themselves the title, The Blanche Ranch of Guildenstern and Rosencrantz.
Wow.
Love it. And Drew is asking a question. And Drew's question is, do you experience frissons when you listen to music?
Oh, like a frissons.
I don't know. I'm having a look. I'm Googling.
Yeah.
A sudden strong feeling of excitement or fear, a thrill. Do you experience a thrill when listening to music? There's more. If you do, name some songs that trigger them the hardest for you.
Oh.
If you're unwilling to answer due to the inherently intimate nature of the subject, of the things that move us emotionally in the depths of our souls, I do understand. Being carried away to euphoria by something beautiful is a very personal feeling. Anywho, I could talk about this all day, so I'll try to be short now.
Love it. This is a fascinating area.
Drew's given us a few responses, because we do love it when people ask a question. They answer the question themselves. Maybe this will, remind you of some songs that give you a thrill. Thank you for sending me an angel by Talking Heads, Hawkmoon 269 by U2, Dreamline by Rush, All I Really Want by Alanis Morissette, and Mythbusters' most requested music from the original TV series. Whatever gives you a frisson.
Yeah.
That's tough.
He's frissons. Is that the plural? Because I've heard of a frisson.
Yeah, I've Googled it and it is.
And it's a plural of frisson. That's beautiful.
Yeah, a frisson of excitement, a sudden strong feeling.
Mm.
Well, it specifically says excitement or fear or a thrill. I can't think of songs that make me feel really excited, but I do. There are a couple of songs that will immediately make me burst into tears.
Yes, I think that's something.
Yeah. There's a long story to one of them. I do remember. I can't remember what the song was. It was a Mumford & Sons song. I was flying somewhere on roadshow. So we're going back a few years ago. I'm just finding it. There Will Be a Time by Mumford & Sons. And I was just, it was on a playlist. I was listening to it as the plane was taking off. And the plane took off at the exact right moment of like the crescendo of the song. And it felt cinematic.
That's awesome. Like your life was being directed.
Oh, and I looked around. Rob Hunter was sitting next to me, but I looked around as if everybody was hearing the music. And I was like, isn't that incredible? The timing. Nobody else was hearing it. It was in my headphones.
Yes.
That was a frisson, let me tell you. But I don't necessarily feel that every single time I hear that song. But yeah, I don't know. Is there any song that gives you a thrill?
I'm not sure if it's called a thrill, but there's a piece of music. There's a song called "Loop the Loop" by Wild Beasts, an English band, and it has this section before it goes into this sort of post-outro chorus, and I just get this feeling of extreme peace when I hear this.
Oh,
this part.
it's so nice.
Kind of like, it's like, well, if I had to pick a song to die to, this would be the kind of like, it's like, it just feels right.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I'm not sure if that is a similar, do you think that fits?
I think that's lovely. Yeah, I think so. Just the way that music can make us feel things so viscerally is so weird and amazing and beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You feel so much to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's definitely, I get a real feeling every time I hear that.
Often music that goes really viral on TikTok sort of gets a bit ruined for me. But the Hosier yell that is like a trending TikTok sound at the moment, that actually gets me every time. It's really, really powerful. I mean, his voice is incredible.
Incredible voice, yes.
So good. There's also there's a line in a Michelle Brazier song. It's the opening song of Average Bear. And there's just one little part in it that genuinely makes me cry every time. And I've seen the show live. I've watched it. I'm very good friends with Michelle, and it gets like it's a ball in my throat every time. And she knows. Like I said, there's a part in the song when she sang the line. It's that, isn't it? I said, yes! It must be the notes, or I don't know what it is.
It's funny that I wonder if she's designed it that way or she's just had that feedback a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's just really nice. It's like it's this sort of like kind of sweet song, and it's like hello, welcome to the show, and it's like, you know, it's introductory, but then there's just go easy on yourself and know that I am fine. Cry every time.
Really?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's really nice.
Such a great show.
Such a great show, great person, but also so cool that music does that to us.
Yes, you can really feel a lot.
And I don't want to tell you the song that will make me bawl my eyes out, because I'm scared that people will play it thinking, let's see if we can get like a cute little tear out of it, but I will actually like hysterically cry.
Yeah, okay. That's
so
fair enough.
don't do it. Okay. Anyway, a fantastic question, Drew. And thank you for, you know, sharing some of those songs with us as well.
Yes, this is the kind of question where I'd like to find, you know, maybe in the Patreon group.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear more.
Let's just make a little playlist of all songs that make us feel stuff.
Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't
That'd
it?
be really nice. There's probably some Father John Misty in there for me as well. God,
Another great voice.
Love him. Next up, we have Matthew Whittingham, who has given themselves the title Casual Data Despite Matt Stewart. Casual Data Despite Matt Stewart. Matthew's also given us a question asking, what was a date you went on that you were surprised went well? Every date I've ever been on. Since you like us to answer our own question, in 2016, I asked a girl I was seeing to the cinema. I let her pick the movie because I believe in women's rights to choose. And she said, Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. I had no interest in seeing that movie because the trailer looked bad, the reviews said it was bad, and it was a sequel to a bad movie, but she wanted to see it because she was a big fan of Superman, which in my mind is like saying you're a big fan of shoes, so you'll put a stiletto heel through your eyeball. So we went to the movie and we both hated it, but that worked really well because it was us versus the movie. We spent about half the time making jokes about what was happening on screen and the other half making out.
Wow.
Okay, that's a pretty great date.
It's obviously gone well.
That's obviously gone pretty
You're thinking, because sometimes you're like, are they feeling this as much as me?
Yeah.
It sounds like the answer was yes.
Yeah, exactly right. Because, especially if you don't know someone super well and you're kind of like, what if they love this movie? Yeah. That's like when I went to see, I went with a couple of friends. It was like a little double date. We went and saw, this is not my question of it's a date you went that went on surprisingly well. We saw, it was a Doctor Strange, but like the most recent one. It was so bad. It was terrible. That like every time a particular thing happened, there was like a guitar like sound effect. It sucked, right?
Really?
And I was laughing through it.
Great.
And so the guy of the other couple and I are the Marvel fans, and our partners were just there as like a double date, a bit of fun. And we were both laughing. And our partners are like, are they loving this? Because it's terrible.
This is bad.
Are they hating it? And then but they realized soon we were laughing at it. And then we were all having a great time. And we left like, that fucking sucked.
Yeah, okay.
And it was a nice bonding moment.
Yes, when you're both on the same page.
Have you ever had a date that went well?
No.
So that's a tricky question. A date that you were surprised went well is interesting.
Well, when my now wife and I first hung out, we went to see a comedy show at the comedy festival, and then we ended up. I guess I was surprised that many hours later we were at a bar just talking until like 2 a.m. or something. So I was very surprised at that.
Yes.
And sort of expected to go that way. So
yeah, I suppose the first date with my now husband, it was like we met at 7 o'clock at the pub.
We're talking about each other here.
Shut up, mate. We keep that off pod bags. Yeah, and then we went to a comedy show and then we were still talking at like 2 a.m. No, we met at we just went to the pub for a drink and I think we ate something, and then I went to the bathroom at one stage feeling like it had been an hour or two, and it was 11 p.m. and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, right.
Time had just flown by.
That's right.
And now I can't bloody shut him up.
You can't stop him.
I'm just please, some peace and quiet. No, I love him. So I guess that kind of answers your question, Matthew. Thank you for that. And thank you to Drew, Matthew and Drew, with our fact, quotes, or question there.
Both good ones.
The next thing we like to do is shout out to some of our Patreons who support us on the shout out level or above.
Absolutely.
And we like to play a little bit of a game.
Yes, any ideas of what we can do?
Maybe what sort of vehicle, for want of a better word, they're using to jump the canyon.
Okay, some could be better than others.
Yeah. So, yeah, should we do that?
Love it.
Great. Okay. Do you want to go take turns?
Okay, let's take turns.
Okay. Do you want to start? Because I need some water.
Sure. From Aspley in Queensland, first of all, thank you so much to James Johnson.
Ooh, James Johnson heading over the canyon in a kayak.
This is real Birdman Rally stuff, isn't it?
Yes. But, who knows? Who knows how big the canyon is? If it's just big enough for the kayak, if he just almost like chopping down a tree, like if he just drops the kayak across.
Becomes like a bridge.
Yeah, maybe it's fine.
And if you don't make it, there's water at the bottom.
You'll be right.
Great. Kayak home.
Braced for landing and then, head home.
Most kayaks have parachutes, I think.
You should be right.
I don't know that much, but I think I know that.
Next up, from London, I would love to thank Olivia.
Olivia. Thank you so much, Olivia. Looks like your surname might begin with H, and we appreciate you.
Or H.
Or H.
Just saying.
Depending on how you say it. Olivia, you might be going over the canyon, I think, in an ice cream truck.
Oh, that could be kind of fun.
Absolutely.
Big enough ramp, and a small enough canyon, it could make it.
It's true.
Maybe if we've deloaded the ice cream first,
Yes.
then we'll see.
We don't want to risk that precious cargo.
Oh my God, it's very important.
Thanks, Olivia. I would like to thank now from a location that is unknown to us.
Okay, it's actually my turn, but you can do it if you're so important.
Oh, I thought we were going one for one.
Yeah, you're right, and I just did that one, so you are correct. And I interrupted you for no fucking reason.
All right, audience, we've got it on tape. There it is. Usually she makes people edit this out, but she's so mean to me.
Such a piece of shit. I'm so sorry.
No, you're all good. It is hard to go one for one, but this person's located in a place that's unknown to us, but we can only assume they do within the Fortress of the Moles. Thank you to Maya. And you spell your name M-A-I-A.
Love that.
Maya.
Maya is actually crossing the canyon in a hot air balloon.
Hot air. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I mean,
Maya's likely to make it.
likely. Not guaranteed.
Not guaranteed.
Those things are hard to steer.
Oh, yeah.
You might be doing exactly what he did in the rocket car, where you get close and then you get blown back the other
You just
way.
go, ooh. I've been in a hot air balloon, and then since then, because that was quite a while ago, it feels like they're in the news every few weeks of something happening.
Totally.
I'm never getting back in one again.
They seem to crash more than a lot of other...
Yes.
Particularly the amount of people using hot air balloons. It obviously planes, there are hundreds, if not thousands of planes around Australia every day.
Yeah.
Like commercial flights. Always happening. Hot air balloons, it's like a novelty thing.
Yes.
There's probably only in Melbourne, half a dozen a day launched, a dozen a day?
Fuck. Sometimes you look up in the sky on a clear morning, though, and there's like 20 of them.
Oh, really? Okay. Even let's say 50 a day or whatever.
Yeah.
But then every couple of weeks on the news, there is one crash landing in someone's backyard.
Something
it feels
happens. It's scary out
At
there.
the same time, I would like to see the view.
And it is actually, it's quite peaceful and beautiful up there, I've got to say.
I would like that.
But never again.
But I would never get up that early. That's disgusting.
Yeah, awful. But sometimes they take you out for breakfast after, and it's quite nice.
Oh, my gosh, I like that.
The one I did was like, you did that, and then you had like a champagne breakfast at the Grand Hyatt.
Oh, my gosh, a beautiful place.
Very nice. Next up, I would love to thank from, another address unknown. We can only assume deep within the Fortress of the Moles, Maddie.
Maddie. M-A-D-D-I. Maddie.
Maybe with the surname starting with M.
That's right. Is that enough info to know who you are? Thank you so much, Maddie. Oh, Maddie is trying a unicycle.
Okay.
You want to pedal, Maddie?
You are going to have to pedal pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to need to work on those quads.
Yeah, it's going to be a big ramp and a big lot of pedaling.
Yeah. But good luck, Maddie.
Thank you. From it sounded like I was saying thank you on behalf of Maddie there.
Maddie says thank you.
Thank you. From Midway Point in Tasmania, thank you to Galactus von Luna.
Whoa!
One of the best names for a long, long time.
That's
Galactus
one of the
von
best
Luna.
names that's ever existed.
Yes, that's so good. And Galactus is travelling on or in?
Tightrope.
Okay. This is another one where if you're really good, you're likely to make it.
Yep.
But if you have no idea, you'll never make it.
Oh, Galactus has never tightrope before, so it's not looking good. But they are wearing a parachute.
Thank goodness.
We haven't tested it, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's on the back or in pants form?
Pants form.
Parachute pants.
Yeah.
So that's what I was expecting.
For maximum movability.
Thank you, Galactus von Luna.
Next up from Brunswick West here in Victoria, just a stone's throw from where we sit right this very minute.
Whoa.
It's Lum.
Lum. Thank you so much, Lum. And Lum is travelling on a Lilo on wheels.
Okay. A Lilo or like a pool floaty type thing, or I just don't know if international listeners call that a Lilo.
Oh, yeah. So an air mattress.
Air mattress, basically, yeah.
Air mattress on
wheels. So no kind of power.
No power.
Okay.
But there's a bit of a steep incline. Luge style, you're sort of running at it.
A steep incline, though. So if you don't... running
To get
and then
down, like you go down before you go back up the ramp.
Yep, yeah, okay. And then, woo!
I mean, Lum's not going to make it.
Sure.
But...
Parachute?
Parachute pants.
Okay, let's just assume everyone's wearing parachute pants just to save ourselves time.
Yeah.
Next up, again from Address Unknown, deep within the Fortress of the Moles. I said that like, again, but it's absolutely fine to not have your address on there if you don't want to. Just letting you know that.
You don't have to let us know.
That's absolutely fine. You don't want us to find you. We get it.
We get it.
But don't come at us when you're like, I didn't get a Christmas card. Well, fucking...
Yeah, we don't know where you live.
I don't know how to find you.
We'd love to send that to you.
I would like to thank Gillian. How would I say that surname?
Corwizel.
Gillian Corwizel. Yeah, I reckon.
That's our best guess.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's got a W, a Z,
It's
and a double L.
C-A-W, so yeah, Corwizel. I like it. Gillian is, of course, crossing that canyon in a speedboat.
Okay, that's good. But like on land?
No, just
down
the
below.
bottom.
That's the kind of person who goes, you never said how I had to cross the canyon.
Yeah, I have crossed the canyon.
I
I
love
don't
that.
understand. And we're all like, fuck, that's good stuff. It's a real taskmaster type thing of like, everybody's going about this in the hardest way possible, and then somebody just does it quite easily, and you go, God, I feel stupid.
Yeah, that's good.
I'd be horrific on that show. I know that for sure. I do not think creatively. I'm incapable.
Just put your head down and just
I'd probably just panic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Creative panicking, that's fun.
Yeah.
Hey, I would like to thank now from Northcote, also in Victoria, it's Sarah Taylor.
Sarah Taylor. What's Sarah Taylor travelling on?
Actually taking a leaf out of the young Evel Knievel's book and is going to attempt to pole vault the canyon.
Ooh, I like that actually. That almost feels like one of the better options that we've had today.
Yeah.
You know? Some of these have been absolute dog shit, and that's on us.
Yeah, Sarah. If you're good enough, you'll make it.
Sarah's got a chance there, I reckon. I know they're mostly usually focused on like height, not so much distance, but I think Sarah can do it.
That would be quite a good Olympic sport, wouldn't it? Who could get the most distance?
Yeah. That'd be pretty fun. You'd have to get quite high up the pole. I mean, they do, don't they? And then they just sort of flick themselves up.
Yeah.
That is such a weird sport.
It's
so fun to watch.
Extreme,
but who the
yeah.
fuck thought of that?
Yeah.
Anyway. And finally, I would love to thank from Faversham in
Faversham
in Kent. It's Rachel Monk.
Rachel Monk. Thank you, Rachel Monk.
Rachel Monk is actually crossing the canyon on a monk.
On monk back.
Yeah. Yeah. But the monk's a really good jumper.
Right. Has the monk had one of those drinks that Massa was talking about?
Yes. Yeah.
Wanting buck, was
so
it?
he is feeling like ready to fucking go.
Yeah.
He actually ends up overshooting it. A bit of Gregorian chant there.
Yeah.
It's nice. Thank you so much to Rachel, Sarah, Gillian, Lum, Galactus, Maddie, Maya, Olivia, and James. And final thing we need to do is, there is one person to welcome into the Triptych Club. This is for people that have supported us on Patreon for 3 consecutive years. We welcome them into this exclusive club. What have we got in this club, Dave?
We have drinks.
Yes.
Dinner.
Yes.
A show.
Of course.
We've got canapes. There is dessert. There's a chill-out zone.
Yes.
Smoking room, reading room, billiards room. There's a conservatory.
Yep.
A lot of natural light in there.
Of course,
obviously,
beautiful.
once you're in, you can't leave, but why would you want to?
There's a library.
There's a football field out back.
Yep. We've got just about anything you could want.
Yeah, jet ski room.
Yep. It's a jet ski simulator, but it's still pretty good.
We still call it jet ski room.
It's kind of like when you go on a cruise and they have those little surfing things that like you stand on a surfboard, but it's like an artificial wave type. We kind of have that, but with a jet ski.
That's exactly what we have.
We've just put that in. Please let us know how it is.
Come on. We hope it's good.
We hope you enjoy.
You always organise a snack and or a drink.
I do. So I've actually managed to track down some of the Evel Knievel toys, like the little one that you sort of wind up and let it go and it zooms off. And so that's how I'll be delivering your drinks down the bar. Is attaching them to the back of this little motorbike.
Oh, coming right up.
Yeah, so it's less about, food specials and just more about the performance. But we do have Evel Knievel pizza ready to go. I
got to check that Evel Knievel, is it still open? Las Vegas. Here we go.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it somewhere in my research. I was about to say in my study.
You know what they called it? Evil pie.
That's right.
It was evil pie.
So if you tweeted at us about it, go back and delete that tweet or
that's right.
apologise.
And then on there's a page on Wikipedia that's I guess it's an institution. Oh, only established 2016. Okay, but they've maybe uploaded this themselves. Evil pie, and it says world famous chicken and waffles pizza.
Wow.
Saturday and Sunday mornings, 11 a.m. till sold out. Okay.
Huge. So we have and Dave, you always book a band as well.
And it looks like, sorry, I just wanted to say it was created by Brandon Powers, who collaborated with Kelly Knievel, Evel Knievel's son, to develop the restaurant.
Oh, that's nice. At least a Knievel was included.
Yes,
was
there
involved.
You go. Sorry, the question was, what band have I booked?
Yeah, because you always book a band for a bit of
You're
a
never
live
going to
show.
believe this, Jess.
What?
You actually mentioned them before.
What do you mean?
And I was like, well, let me just double check my email to see if they are definitely performing before they come through. I always
Wait.
book a band.
What?
And I've actually booked Viva Knievel, a short-lived punk rock band and pre-Riot Girl band in Olympia, Washington that existed in the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, back for a reunion for one night only in the Triptych Club.
That's right. Kathleen Hanna is in the band. She, of course, went on to lead Bikini Kill, which had some great success. But now you get to see where Kathleen all started with Viva Knievel.
Huge. How exciting. Well, Matt's not here to lift the velvet rope, which is usually his one job. So I am going to do that. Dave, you always hype them up.
Yes.
So I'm gonna read the name. You're gonna hype them up. I'm gonna hype you up. It's only one person this week, and so it better be pretty fucking good, Dave. I'll be honest with you.
Oh my God.
Okay.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. So here we go. But you've got this. Sorry, I'm trying to be Matt and me.
Yeah, you're doing great, actually, because I really felt bad and then I felt good again.
Thank you. Yeah,
And that's what he does.
That's what he does. He makes you feel bad, and I have to pick up the pieces.
Pick up the pieces, absolutely.
So please welcome into the Triptych Club. Once they're in, they can never leave it. Why would they want to? From Ripley in Queensland, it's Erica.
It's the United States of Erica.
Wow. Land of the free.
Oh, I was going to say, Erica's the best. Ripley's Believe It or Not, because Erica's from Ripley. It's hard when we've only got our first name to go with, but I think, United States of Erica.
I think that was better.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was better then. I had a feeling when I said Ripley, I was like, I know what he's going to do with this.
Oh, good one.
And I actually think United States of Erica was better.
Great. Well, delete from your mind.
You've absolutely nailed it. Welcome in, Erica. Please order a drink. A small toy will deliver that to you shortly. And strap yourself in for Viva Knievel taking to the stage any minute. That brings us to the end of the show. Thank you once again for joining us. What an absolute delight. We had so much fun.
I have had a lot of fun here today, but we do have to go home, don't we?
We have to go home.
So we say thank you so much. If you want to get in contact, our website is, of course, dogoonpod.com.
Yep. You can find us at socials at dogoonpod, Do Go On Podcast on TikTok. And anybody can suggest a topic too. Sometimes people think it's only for Patreons, but if you're not a Patreon, you can still absolutely suggest a topic. There's a link in the show notes or on our website. Anything you think of, you go, that'd be a fun Do Go On show. Tell us about it.
That's right. I mean, it took us 501 episodes to get to Evel Knievel.
That's insane.
So there's some good stuff still out there.
There's so much still out there. We might have to podcast forever.
I think so.
But that's, that's for us to deal with.
Yeah, that's right. That's our burden. So thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week. But until then, I'll say goodbye.
Laters. Bye. Again, I had to do Matt and me. I didn't have to do it.
That was a good Matt, though.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Jonathan Fields, host of the Good Life Project podcast. Boost Mobile reminds me of what I love, when someone reimagines what's possible. They have invested billions in building America's newest 5G network, becoming the country's fourth major carrier. They are doing things differently, offering a $25 monthly unlimited plan that never increases in price and letting you try their service risk-free for 30 days. With blazing fast 5G and plans for all the latest devices, they're changing the game. Visit your nearest Boost Mobile store or find them online at boostmobile.com. The Boost Mobile network, together with their roaming partners, covers 99% of the U.S. population. 5G speeds not available in all areas.
Hi guys, it's Hannah from Giggly Squad. With summer around the corner, I wanted to tell you guys how I'm staying comfy and stylish. Lululemon is my secret weapon. There are plenty of copycats out there, but nothing compares to the Lululemon fabrics and fit. I've literally had my pair of Lululemon leggings since college. And I'm out of college. I know I don't look it, but I am. The quality is next level. I especially love the Lululemon Align collection. It's made with this weightless, buttery soft Nulu fabric that feels like next to nothing. It's so soft. Whether you're in Align pants, shorts, a bra, tank, skirt, a dress, you get nonstop flexibility in every direction so you can stretch the summer limits. Align even wicks sweat. And as a sweaty girl, I love this. You know it's going to be my best friend when I play tennis this summer. Shop the Align collection online at lululemon.com or your nearest Lululemon store.
Don't forget to sign up to our tour mailing list so we know where in the world you are and we can come and tell you when we're coming there.
Wherever we go, we always hear 6 months later, oh, you should come to Manchester. We were just in Manchester.
We were just there, but this way you'll never miss out. And don't forget to sign up, go to our Instagram, click our link tree. Very, very easy.
It means we know to come to you, and you'll also know that we're coming to you.
Yeah, we'll come to you, you come to us. Very good.
And we give you a spam-free guarantee.